Good evening. We'd like to call the meeting to order. Roll call. Excuse me, you're out of order, sir. You're out of order. Can you call roll call, please?
Have a good day, sir. Mayor Brunson.
Here.
Commissioner Brandon Smith.
Yeah, here.
Vice Mayor Joyce.
Here.
Commissioner Tutton.
Here.
Commissioner Eviard.
Here.
We have quorum.
Can we all stand for the pledge? I'm sorry, invocation.
Heavenly Father, God, we thank you first and foremost for life, health, and strength. God, we thank you for the ability, God, to assemble ourselves here together in your presence. Now we ask that you would help us to guide and govern this meeting according to your divine will and purpose. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. We would like to welcome you out to our June 5th commission meeting. June 3rd commission meeting. At this time, we do have a couple of presentations. And we will start with the proclamation for small cities. I don't have it. Where is it? Got it. I got it. So we'll start off with a proclamation for Small Cities Month, and it reads as follows. Whereas small cities and towns of under 50,000 population are home to millions of Americans and constitute the vast majority of municipalities across the United States. Whereas small cities and towns strive to strengthen their communities through the provision of services and programs to improve the quality of life for all citizens. Whereas the federal government is an essential partner in the success of small cities and towns and must be encouraged to continue to support and legislation, to provide support programs and legislation that strengthen small communities. Whereas state governments are partners in the success of small cities and towns and must be encouraged to continue to support programs and legislation that strengthen communities. Whereas organizations, businesses, and citizens are partners in the success of small cities and towns and must be encouraged to continue to grow their efforts to make small communities a viable choice for people to live in. And whereas during these challenging economic times, the need for renewed intergovernmental partnerships to support essential public services is more important than ever to ensure the safety and growth of small-town America. Whereas the National League of Cities President and Small Cities Council of the National League of Cities declared June 2026 as Small City Month. Now, therefore, I, Felicia Brunson, along with my colleagues of the City Commission, Vice Mayor Joyce Smith, Commissioners Christina Everard, Brandon Smith, Katrina Touchton, do hereby proclaim June 2026 Small Cities Month and encourage all citizens to recognize this event and to work together this month and throughout the year to invest in small cities and towns to better the lives of all citizens. Item number 2 is a hurricane preparedness presentation. Mr. Craig Hall, welcome.
Mayor,
Good evening.
Good evening.
Clay Pacheco, Director of Broward County
Sorry.
Office of Emergency Management. Please, no worries at all.
So your mic is really low. If we can get his mic turned up a little bit.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, thank you for the opportunity to be here. Commissioner.
Yes.
Manager. There we go. They are loading the presentation now, but As you all know, hurricane season is here. I just wanted to spend some time with you today and sort of talk about preparedness overall, as far as the county goes, as far as your city goes. A lot of the coordinating do with Ms. Carroll. She's wonderful and a great emergency manager. We work all the time. You can go to the next slide. So some of the stuff we do year-round, as I mentioned, working with Carol real close, is a lot of preparedness, response, recovery. Preparedness, response, and recovery. And a lot of what we do is training and exercises. At the county, we offer like 50 different classes that deal with hurricanes and other hazards and emergency management. We do a bunch of exercises throughout the year, which your city is also a part of. You can go back a few slides. No worries. And one of the things I wanted to talk about today is overall preparedness, especially what we're looking at this year with hurricanes. It's okay. And one of the things we're looking at this year, many of you may have seen it on the news or on social media, that it's a strong El Nino year, which for us is a good thing. You can go to the next slide. For us is a good thing. 53% is usually the average when it's an El Nino year as far as how many storms make landfall. But I do want to remind everybody that all it takes is one. Season has started. Now it goes through November 30th. You would never believe that 20 years ago, but now we're worried about hurricanes as we saw last year. We had some pretty strong hurricanes hit the West Coast late in the year in October. With a strong El Nino, as I mentioned, it's a smaller probability of us getting a hurricane here on the east coast of Florida. West Coast has a much higher probability. But just to remind everyone, I know I'm aging myself here, but we were here for Andrew. Andrew was one of the strongest El Nino years ever, and we got that one storm that did all that damage down in Homestead and South Dade. Next slide, please. Here's a look at the storms. We're looking at 8 to 14 named storms, 3 to 6 hurricanes, 1 to 3 major hurricanes. Next slide. Here's all the names for the year. Hopefully we don't work our way through this list. Next slide. And just to remind everybody about the categories, Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, of course, Cat 4, and Cat 5. What we really want to stress to the community is we hide from the wind, but we run from the water. As many of you have seen the past few years, water has been a major issue in the county with the flooding. And if we get one of these, even a smaller storm, a Category 1 and a Category 2, where we aren't going to order a full-scale evacuation of the county for that, but depending on how wet the storm is and the amount of flooding we're going to have, along with the storm surge and the tide, you'll see me on TV asking residents to evacuate, especially if they're in an area prone to flooding, if they've been in a manufactured home or an unstructure. We have shelters, there are options, but like back in the day, during Wilma in 2005, I myself and my family to Jacksonville for no reason. They were stuck in traffic for 12 hours for no reason. So what I preach to everyone, we're very lucky in Broward County. Our topography in Broward County has a very different situation than, let's say, Miami-Dade County. We basically, next slide please, basically have, keep going, we basically have, thank you, 2 categories of evacuation. One is evacuation zone A. If you've got to drive on a barrier island or over a bridge to a barrier island, pretty much the beaches, you're in zone A. Zone B is actually from US 1 east. So what confuses a lot of people with evacuation zones, they think it's for wind, but it's not. That evacuation zones are for water, where most of the water is going to pile up, where most of the flooding is going to happen based on storm surge modeling. So what I tell everyone at every outreach event that we do, and we do about 40 a year, is, like I said, hide from the wind, run from the water, whether that's going to stay with family, friends, or neighbors that are just a few miles west of US 1, or if there are hotels that are operating. And last resort would be a shelter, which we have. We have shelter for our population. We have 35 shelters, of which 3 are pet-friendly, so they can come with their pets. And we also have 5 special medical needs shelters for those who need additional medical assistance. Next slide, please. And like I said, mobile home residence is something we keep an eye on. We keep an eye on low-lying areas that are going to flood. Because even though it may be even a tropical storm, where people will say it's a tropical storm, it's nothing. But if the modeling is showing that half of the county, including West Park, is going to be underwater, that's something serious. because people are going to be stuck in their homes and no way out. So it's something we look at is the flooding models and the storm surge models. So I mentioned the shelters. One thing I do want to stress to everybody, shelters are honestly a last resort. I say the best thing you can do is go stay with friends, family, neighbors, someone you know, a colleague, because the thing with a shelter, a lot of people misinterpret what a shelter is to keep you out of the way of harm, whether it's wind or water, during the time the storm's going through us. It's not a cruise ship, it's a lifeboat. Those shelters pretty much, will feed you, will keep you safe in the storm. Once it's safe to go back, we'll close the shelters. As you know, one of the priorities for Broward County Public Schools is to get those schools open again and get the kids back in class. And all of our shelters are actually schools. Next slide. So here's a list of our shelters. You'll see the pet-friendly there and our special medical needs shelters. All this is available on broward.org/hurricane. You can go to our website. You'll see the list of shelters. You can find the shelter that's closest to you and your family. Now, are we going to open every shelter at once? No, we're going to phase it. That's really based on the storm track intensity. But one of the things you could also do at broward.org is I mentioned special needs shelters. If you have a friend, a family member, a neighbor who has special medical needs, who takes certain medication, needs the care of a nurse during a hurricane, that's the time to do it is now. Now is the time to sign up for our special needs registry. You sign up at broward.org, and basically what we do is we call you and schedule a pickup to take you to the special shelter. Once FPL comes at your home has power, we take you back. So it's one of those things where a lot of people, and we know this is going to happen and we plan for it, are going to wait till the last minute to evacuate. But something I'll be saying on TV is call 311 right now if you haven't. Register for special needs shelter on the registry. That way we can pick you up and take care of you during the storm. Next slide. Next slide. Cover that. So there's a couple of places. The easiest way to do it is just broward.org/hurricane. You can go there, click the special needs. It'll show you the application. And so our phone number there, very important, 54831-302. If you have friends, family, neighbors who have special needs, they're not online, they don't use QR codes, I don't use QR codes, they don't go on the internet, they can call that number and we will do the application by hand over the phone. So it's very important, and that's also listed on the website. And actually, I have wonderful pleasure of announcing we just launched our emergency management app. You can go to Apple or Google Play and hit Broward Emergency, and the app will come up. You can download it, and all this information is on there, including special needs, including the shelters, evacuation zones. Everything I'm talking about is on our mobile app and also on the website. Next slide. So pet friendly, I mentioned, as you see, we take pretty much all types of animals you show up with. We do ask you if you have it to bring a carrier. We'll have some there too. Collar and a leash, of course. If your furry friend has special diets or medication, we also ask you to bring that. If you have a Broward County registration tag, we ask you to bring that. Proof of rabies certificate is also very important. Last thing you need in a hurricane shelter with pets is a rabies outbreak, so we ask for that also. Next slide. Vulnerable population registry. Here's another option. You may have friends, families, or neighbors that have some medical issues, but they don't want to go to a shelter. They don't need to go to a hospital. They're not electrically dependent or something like that where they would have to leave, but they want to stay home for the hurricane. This is an option for that. And there's a number. They can call 311 and sign up for that. Every municipality participates in this program, and basically they write out storm at home, and then after the storm, they're on that registry, and police and fire can go check on them and make sure they're okay, and they can still stay at home. They can survive, a few days without power while FPL does their thing. So that's very important, too. For folks who don't need to go to a special needs shelter, they can sign up to a vulnerable population registry where they can get checked on by law enforcement or fire or storm in the municipality. Next slide. Keep going. That's that. And emergency kit. I talked about this. Very important. Now's the time to prepare. Now's the time to get your kit, your medicine, can opener, a gallon of water for every person in your home per day. Fill your tank with gas. One thing I tell my kids, if your car's half a tank, because they wait till the light comes on, I'm like, don't do that anymore. If you're half a tank, fill up, especially when there's a storm out there. There may be a shortage in gas. cash, and a lot of the things that you see listed there. Once again, go to broward.org/hurricane or our mobile app, and we have actually emergency disaster checklist for multiple hazards that you can check on there, where you can create your own checklist for you and your family. Next slide. So pre-storm, we talk about protecting your vehicles, protecting your home, protecting your pets, coming over with that plan, gathering your supplies, gathering your insurance information, important documents. You want to have that with you and not leave it to chance. But one thing a lot of people forget to do is actually videotape their home. Walk through their home, videotape everything's in there, all the appliances, all your furniture, everything, every little detail. Because as we know, when insurance comes and you're making a claim, they're going to want to see all that. It will make the process a lot easier for you to make a claim on your insurance, or even with FEMA when you request individual assistance. You can walk around, this is what I have, and really capture that. That's really important to make sure that that's captured ahead of time in case you do lose your home. Next slide. During the storm, I ask you all monitor, TV broadcasts while you have power. Weather radios are a good thing. One thing that's in a lot of checklists that I know I've purchased recently in Depot pretty cheap, they have them on Amazon too, is battery-powered fans. That will save the day when you don't have power, and you know how heat is in the summer. Be prepared to evacuate. Like I said, you'd see me on TV with the mayor of the county imploring people to leave, depending on the evacuation zone, on the flooding, and what we're looking at as far as damage from the storm and the trajectory of the storm makes a big difference. But always pay attention, especially if you have battery-powered radios. Most importantly, as we saw last year with Helene and Milton, the amount of tornadoes that killed people during the storm. Actually, during Helene, I was in the EE monitoring the weather as a tornado that touched down the Everglades. And in the camera, it looked like an EF2 and EF3. If it would have came into a populated area, it would have killed a ton of people. And it's one of those where we didn't get hurricane winds, we didn't even get hurricane rain, flooding, but as you saw in Palm Beach, a few people lost their lives in multiple neighborhoods with a no-nose tornado coming out of a hurricane. Next. 311, very important. Like I said, once activated and we're going, and you people that need to register for special needs, 311 is Lifeline. We'll be doing press conferences twice a day, press releases, social media. I go on the radio a lot. I work with Cox Radio all the time. I'm on 99 AM's Hot 105 talking about all this stuff, and that's one of those where I can call the radio station and say, give me a few minutes to talk directly to the people listening. So I ask everyone to please pay attention for that when we're activated for an ELC. Next slide. After the storm, and I asked this, and this is something we learned from last year also with the storms, we used to say, try to save supplies for 3 days. I implore everyone to pack for 7 days. Every time you go to the grocery store, get a couple extra cans, of anything, water, and save it for 7 days. As we saw in last year's hurricane season, in some cases, the flooding was so bad, couldn't get to people. They weren't able to open what we call points of distribution, where we would set up in a parking lot like here, hand out ice and water, MRE, meals and stuff like that. So that may happen where you may be on your own up to 7 days, depending how bad flooding is and the storm damage, and being able to open streets and open thoroughfares for people to come to a point of distribution. Next slide. Another thing, a lot of people, you won't believe this, people are still dying from carbon monoxide poisoning. I was at a presentation at the National Hurricane Center the other day, and there's still over 50% of deaths are carbon monoxide after the storm, where people set up generators, they put them inside the garage, or they put them too close to the home where the fumes come in, through the windows, and people are still dying from this as much as we talk about it. Always keep them outside, let them cool for refueling. That starts a fire very easily, and follow instruction manual. Even the little generator you have, the amount of carbon monoxide and exhaust that it provides gets into your air duct. You won't wake up. You just sleep right through it. Next slide. So as I mentioned, now's the time to prepare. I ask everyone in the room, go to broward.org/hurricane. Get the information you need. Get your checklist. Look at the evacuation zones. Most importantly, come up with a plan. Don't wait till the last minute. We're going to have shelters open. We're going to offer the people. But it's one of those where you want to figure out what you're going to do, not day of the storm, but way ahead of time. You can follow us also on Facebook, and we're on X. Also, I do implore you, if you could, download the mobile app. All that information is on there. If not, go to the website. If not, that number. That's something, you guys can post on your websites too. The links and the phone number for people can get the information they need directly from someone, or easy enough, 311. 311's open every day from 8:30 to 5, and when we're activated for a hurricane, open 24 hours. We bring in an additional 150 call takers to just handle the volume. So 311 is your lifeline. Next slide. Another couple of great websites, Florida Division of Emergency Management, our partner at the state. FEMA has a bunch of great checklists there, also, and to get the latest updates on the storm. And they have a new cone this year, which is a lot more helpful. It has more of a probability of predicting a storm. They're getting better at it every year. So nhc.noaa.gov is the National Hurricane Center, where you can get the latest information on the storm if you don't want to wait between our press conferences twice a day. Next slide. So final thoughts. My biggest fear is what I call a hurricane emergency. Something we've seen in the past few years is terrifying also, is these storms that are off the coast, like Helene and Milton, and there was a few last year, where they were tropical storms, and within 48 hours, they were Category 3 and Category 4 storms. There's no time to evacuate. There's no time to prepare. So it's one of those where I just stress the urgency of it. Even if we have a tropical storm off the coast, and like most residents, I'm going to write it out at home. And if you're in a safe structure, you could. But it's one of those where if you're not in a safe structure and you might have survived the tropical storm, if it becomes a 2 or a 3 overnight, that house is going to be gone and you're going to be gone with it. And that's what I want to stress to everybody, that whole hurricane emergency, where even though it's a tropical storm, you really need to pay attention, because we're seeing that intensification within 24 hours, which is unheard of. It's never happened before. So last year was set the model, because it happened 5 times last year. Luckily, none came this way towards the states. One hit South Carolina, but it's the future. It's what's happening lately. Next slide. And with that, I thank you for your time. Any questions?
Any questions, Commission?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I have a few questions, and I appreciate the fact that you did touch on one of them, which was about 311 staffing.
Yes.
Because I know that I've recommended residents to call there, and they've had to be on hold for an extended period of time due to the lack of manpower to man those calls. So I'm glad that you reported that you guys do beef it up during the time frame of an emergency to over 150 volunteers
Yes.
or employees to help staff that. So thank you for that. When you were talking about the special population or special needs population, and you were discussing about transportation being provided to the facility and from the facility, is there a fee for that transportation? So is it absolutely free for anyone?
Absolutely free. All our ambulance servers, we have the Broward County Transit special medical needs buses that pick them up to the smaller buses that wheelchair ready, and that is all free. They get taken to the shelter and taken home free of charge.
I want to ensure that, because a lot of times you put the label as free, but then you, the company that you utilize oftentimes will bill the individual's insurance. And if they have like out-of-pocket costs, then that's transferred to them.
And
so
that-
you are assuring us that
Yes.
it's totally free and none of that's
Absolutely.
occurring.
Absolutely, totally free. And the way it works, once we do a local state of emergency, that we activate the EOC. I'm working out of the EOC with my team of 150 people in there. It's all that is free, as far as everything at the shelter, getting picked up, getting brought back home, no charge.
Okay. The other thing is, I know that you are a subsection of county. Would you happen to have any information whether there's any funding available for the hurricane strengthening or hardening program that the county currently available, so that there are any residents that may need some extra assistance in the preparation of the storm? Are there any funding available?
Yes, I will send you. There's a grant. I've been working with Carol on it. We sent it out to every city in our
haven't
county.
seen it.
And it's basically a way to mitigate your home. You write a grant, an application to the state of Florida. It's called Florida Mitigate. And I will
Okay.
send you the information, ma'am. And basically you send that to the state, and then they score them, and then they fund. And they funded, off the top of my head, I believe 200 total projects in the state of Florida. In Broward County, I think it was 18
Okay.
that got funded.
Okay. and you're
Totally
gonna-
free also.
Okay, you're gonna send that
I
information?
will send it directly to you.
Okay, now my last question of concern is not directly for you, but to the city manager. I know that on the city level, we have initiative for a tree trimming initiative. So I just would like to ask, is that initiative still funded? And how can residents partake in that initiative in order to kind of trim back the trees and be hurricane prepared?
Mr. Manager.
Yes, our economic and Commission on Economic Development runs the program, and they still have it available, and they've always been advertising it, and they'll continue to do so.
Just for public consumption, how do they apply for that, and what is the program initiative?
Steven, you want to come forward and give detail?
The mic is not on.
Honorable Mayor, Vice Mayor, City Commissions. The way the program works, the first requirement is that the tree must be growing close to into the power line to qualify. A lot of folks come in and they just want their trees trimmed, but that's not part of the program. It also includes approximately $250 per tree. So that's the program, basically how it works. And it's an application we have them to apply.
How do they get access to that application?
They can come to City Hall. We have a list of folks who call all the time, and we provide the applications to them directly.
So the application is not available online?
I don't believe it. It may be online. I mean, not to say that. It may be online, but if it's not, I'm sure we can put it online.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I originally, when that was passed, it wasn't just the ones that was close to the power line, because usually the county or something usually take care of that one. So I've actually been advising residents the total opposite. So if you can clarify and potentially email the commission with the language to the program and initiative for review and dispersal.
Okay.
And also, if they have more than, does this only apply to one tree, or if they have multiple trees that qualify, it will be $250 per tree, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes, Stephen, is it income driven for the tree trimming grant?
No, it is not income driven for the tree trimming.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Item number 3, solid waste collection.
Mayor, if I may, you have before you one of our consultants is professional in procurement. Mr. Kirk Buffington is going to give the synopsis on the solid waste collection, disposal, and disposal services RFP that we put out. And during the process, he will also give you details about him. Mr. Covington, please.
Thank you. Thank you, City Manager. Okay, the slide is up. Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Commissioners. My name is Kirk Buffington. I was engaged as a consultant to assist the city in developing the RFP, administering the RFP process, and coming to you with a recommendation as to award. Next slide, please. Oh, hello. Just a brief overview of my qualifications. I was with the City of Fort Lauderdale for 22 years as Director of Procurement and Finance. I have over 30 years in public sector procurement experience. I have 2 master's degrees, both in logistics and procurement, and also a master's in legal studies. And I just finished the graduate certificate program at State University in supply chain risk management. Next slide, please. So, dates that are important. We released the RFP on April 14th, 2026. We had a pre-bid meeting on April 24th, 2026. As part of that pre-bid meeting, we received 84 questions which were asked and answered for the bidders who were submitting responses. The responses were due on May 8th, and we received 3 responses, which I'll get to on the next slide, please. So we received 3 responses from Waste Management, Waste Pro, and Coastal Recycling. At the evaluation meeting, called a committee together, the evaluation committee, which was made up of the Deputy Town Manager, Town of Davie, the Public Works Director from the City of Weston, and the Solid Waste Collection Administrator from Broward County. They met on May 22nd, and in that meeting, they ranked the proposals as to qualifications, not to price. All right. And that ranking ended up, as you can see on screen, Waste Management was ranked number 1 with a point score of 204 points. Waste Pro was ranked number 2 with a point score of 201, and Coastal Waste and Recycling was ranked number 3 with total points of 195. Next slide, please. This is a cost comparison of what we are able to bring to you, the commission, and to your residents and citizens. Your current cost for the current level of service that you are receiving is $58.36 per month. All right. Through the bid process and the RFP ranking process, the Coastal Waste and Recycling, after choosing option A as the new option of service, Coastal Waste and Recycling had a monthly price of $75.28, and Waste Management was $56.49. This is a $2 reduction over your current price that residents are paying, and quite a difference from what Coastal was proposing their price submittals. You will notice that Waste Pro is not listed here with a price comparison. That is because Waste Pro made the decision not to submit pricing on option A. So that's why they are not on the chart. Next slide, please. So we bring to you as a solid recommendation to award the contract through the resolution that is laid on your agenda to award a contract to Waste Management, providing with the following transitions. We have had meetings with Waste Management to talk about the transition plan. As you probably know, your current contract expires at the end of June. We have very little time to get up and running and get Waste Management in here to transition. But we have a solid plan. We've met with Andres, who is here from Waste Management, if you care to ask him any specific questions. Next slide, please. So the service levels for residential, the garbage carts will be serviced twice every week. There will be no changes in the routes. Recycling carts will be serviced once every week. Again, no route changes. And bulk service will be once each month up to 12 cubic yards, and that bulk will occur I'm sorry? October 1st. That bulk will occur starting October 1st. Residents, well, there it is. Residents will receive bulk service Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, corresponding with their existing recycling collection day. So when they put out their recycling, they will also be able to put out bulk for pickup up to the 12 cubic yards. If there are larger bulk, then that will have to be worked out between the contractor and the city, and some type of fee for additional pickup. Waste Management will continue current route schedule for the first 90 days to allow for proper notification and to conduct an education campaign for residents about the new service. And no new routes for the bulk would start October 1st, 2026. Commercial and roll-off services will be included in this contract. All right, so that will be taken care of. If you want additional information on that, then Waste Management certainly can provide details. Next slide. The initial contract term is 8 years, beginning July 1, 2026. That is not unusual in a contract of this size and this concentration. This will, aside from your contract with BSO, Police and Fire Services, this is your largest contract that you will award and manage. So it's important for both parties to have a feeling of partnership as you continue the service and transition to Waste Management. And one of the reasons Waste Management came up with the pricing that they did is because they have an 8-year solid contract, and then there will be 1 2-year renewal available at the end of that first 8 years. All right. The city designates where all material is transferred to. And can you go back to that slide real quick? I want to make sure people realize this. The city designates where all materials are delivered. Trash will continue to go to the waste to energy plant, and the recycling will go to waste management state-of-the-art recycling facility. Slide, please. Questions?
Commission.
Yes, I do have questions. So you presented that there was Plan A, but you
Option A.
never did elaborate on what Plan A was, and if there's a Plan A, was Plan B or Plan C? None of that was included in your presentation. So can you elaborate? Because let me just inform you that the commission did not play a role in the RFP process of what the requirements of the commission desire of our said contractor would be. So I know for me, I have no idea what was put out there, what the requirements were. There was no transparency. So I would like to know, and I know that the public would like to know, what is Plan A and what does that include? And then secondarily, I know we last discussed this, there was a consensus among the commission about the inclusion of commercial services. So I'm not even sure, why that was a part of the RFP process. So, but if I will allow you to elaborate.
I
If I may. Yes. Talking about the plans, the three options that were placed there. The first option is a current service. The only difference in this is bulk. Everything else stays the same as indicated in the report. The current level of service, which is to provide Mondays, all Mondays, second, third, and fourth Mondays of bulk service, which is what we currently have. Or the change you described earlier to be concurrent with recycling days, Mondays, Wednesday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. In other words, those are already on Monday for bulk trash. We stay on Monday, just correlating with the recycling. And the Tuesday, then they move to Tuesday. On the area with the Tuesday, they will choose one of those 2 days for recycling for bulk trash. And the same thing applies for those on Wednesday. Those will be we thought giving those options would allow for a flexible way to attract vendors that are willing to provide the service. So it made it an option. Moving on to the commercial, we had indicated during our conversation, I particularly did, that it will be more attractive in the spirit of making sure we get the better price, less price for the residents. Everything is focused on making sure we get much economic price for to reduce the burden on residents, to include, make it an exclusive commercial process for a vendor. So with that, we decided to include commercial as part of it, which obviously generated less amounts than what we've ever had come up here. So we thought that would be, and in fact, during the proposal processes, for the first time and the second time, all the vendors that participated, staff indicated that in their questions, they were eager to see if we wanted commercial, which shows a trend that is appropriate, which obviously from the proposal, it shows that having to put everything together, coupled with having the longer term, will make a difference in pricing, hence the result.
Okay. Again, my question has not been thoroughly addressed. Mm-hmm. I'm asking to find out what was the option for Plan A specifically, and if there's a Plan A, was there not a Plan B? Because during the presentation, it was indicated that Waste Pro did not submit a bid for Plan A. So was there various plans that was under consideration?
There were three options: the current service, option A, and option B.
And so what was the highlights of all of the options? And why wasn't the other options presented? It was only A that was presented. B wasn't presented, C wasn't presented.
They weren't presented because the choice was made to go with option A.
Who made that choice?
The city manager.
Okay, so the overarching authority is with the commission. So in order for us to be able to make a fiscal fiduciary decision, we need all options presented to us to make the final decision. The city manager does not make the final decision, and therefore that's why it's on the agenda for us to opine and to vote on today.
Commission,
So,
if
hold
I may,
on,
Mayor,
I have
Mayor,
the
if I
floor.
may, I'm
I
asking
have
the
the
mayor
floor.
when you
This is
finish.
out of order.
Yeah.
Out of
Mr.
order.
Let her finish speak first. She has the floor. She hasn't finished
I
speaking
need,
as yet.
Mr.
Yeah,
Manager,
that's
please.
that's why I'm
rude to
saying when
interrupt.
she's finished, I want to address it so you.
When
won't-
she finishes, I'll allow you to speak. Go ahead,
So
finish,
as
please.
I'm indicating, I would like to see what all the options was, what all the price points was, so that this can be a fair process. I don't want presented to me the option that the city manager is telling you to present to us. As an independent consultant, it will be your responsibility to present all variables so that we can make a fiduciary decision on the matter.
My,
Mr.
respectfully,
I'll allow Ms. Manager to respond.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
In your packet, all of this information was provided to you in your packet. If you want to go to item number 11-1, everything is in there. What we did is to make sure we have the presentation ahead of time so you can see every item. Go to item number 11-1. You will see the memorandum in there that gave you the links to all what you're asking for. In the memorandum, the very first paragraph indicates where the links of all the RFQ is located, which is where all of this is defined. We thought that would be appropriate to make you prepare, so that way, when it comes to give a summarized presentation, you would have had the information. That process is explained thoroughly in there, and in the PowerPoint it presented as well. It showed the presentation. In the link to in the link that you have on the first paragraph that shows the RFQ, as he indicated also in his presentation, it shows that there are three options, and he explained both of them, and I did as well. First two. The current option is the current process of, again, this applies only to bulk, is the current collection process, which allows for second, third, and fourth Mondays of the month to pick up trash. And they still once a month, bulk trash. Option A, which is for this presentation, and the presentation, we can pull it up on the slide, and I'm going to repeat it. I just said it, I'll repeat it again. It will be for it to correspond with the existing recycled service days, which are Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Recycling are picked up twice a month. In this case, it will be once, and I'm going to go slow so I could explain it now. On Mondays, for those that have current Mondays, if it correlates with their recycling twice a month, we will select one of those 2 Mondays, so they will still be on Monday. For those that will move Tuesday, again, it would correspond with their recycling, one of the 2 recycling days. The third area, which used to be a Monday, and I'll go to a Wednesday, it will correlate with their recycling, one of the 2 recycling days of the month. So it'll be Mondays and Tuesdays. It's on page 22 of the link provided to you, the memo. The third one will be with route scheduled Monday through Friday, routes operating in the first, second, third, and fourth weeks of each month is option B. So all those 3 are in the page on page 22. Now, this is an administrative process, and that is what administrative process is what our job as administrator is to bring this and show you and give you this plethora of options to deal with. Again, focusing on the fact that we want to make sure we bring the least price. In the same memorandum, as he explained to you, you will notice that on the same page, it shows all 3 vendors.
What link?
It shows all those 3 vendors, and it's glaringly clear why it's the options were so clear and important. And those options, the prices for that he called out are all in that table. Page 1 of 3 in the memorandum.
I went down, I don't see it.
Again, you said page 103?
Mayor?
It's,
It says it's only 3 here, but he's talking about page 22. I don't see that in the memo.
Mayor?
If you get, if I may, let me finish. If I may, please. In that memorandum, you click on the second link there. You go to his proposal. Go to page 22. It is right in there. Okay. Now.
Of 98 pages.
Yes. Page 22. The bullets are in there. We provided in advance, so you can. It's right there. And he just explained the current and the option A. And I've also explained option B. After you've gone through that page, then you can go to the memo. On the first page of the memo, it shows the table at the bottom of the memorandum, and it gave the options of the prices that he just explained. In that memorandum, that memorandum included West Pro, and it shows the option where they did not put an amount, and it shows everybody on that page.
Mayor?
Yes.
Yeah, since we're going to repeat that same item on 11.1, I would advise for us to proceed to the next item to allow the public to speak, because we're gonna discuss the same thing again. And furthermore, it still does not explain what is option A.
Exactly.
It just giving us the figures and stuff, but we're not gonna discuss it anymore further until we get to 11.1.
Mayor, I think it's important.
No, I'm saying,
if I may.
Mr. Balagan, we can discuss it at 11.1 so that we can allow the public to speak.
I think it's important with the consultant standing up here that since it's been brought up and we provided the information in advance, I believe it's prudent for us to go through so we can be clear and crystal, because I want to make sure all what is said is not dismissed or appear to have been when it's all presented in your backup. So I want to make sure it would only take a minute if you have not looked at it. If you click on the link, we took a liberty of making sure 3 pages of write-up on this and then a summarized presentation. So if you want to go to the first paragraph, just click on that link. It's crystal clear and it's on 22. I'm looking at it here. It took staff 2 seconds to pull it up, just the same way. So, and I'm looking at it, and I'm going to read it to you since you said in fact, actually, since I can't pull this, pull the cord. Can you please go over these 3 bullets, please? I don't want to pull it onto the cord. The 3 options. Yes.
The city seeks to identify pricing for curbside bulk collection as follows. 12 cubic yards per residential service unit per month, with routes scheduled for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Mondays of each month, which is the current city schedule. 12 cubic yards per residential service unit per month, with routes scheduled for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to correspond with existing recycle service day, and routes operating on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of each month. And this would be option A.
That's the correct schedule. Okay, now you go into option A.
No, she just read option A.
She just read A.
That was option A.
Yes, that would be option A. So option B is 12 cubic yard per residential service unit per month, with routes scheduled for Monday through Friday and routes operating on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th weeks of each month. And that would be option B. And this for residential bulk service.
Okay, in the memo, which is the 3rd link to that item that I just mentioned to you, that 3rd link, if you click on it, the very first page, bottom of that page, shows a table. The table on that page also
Which
identify.
page? Can you show it on the screen?
Go to the agenda.
The memo. Just. Probably do homework.
Go on, the next one. Go back. That's one. Click on that. And we'll zoom out. Enlarge it. Keep going.
So now we're going back to memo. Right?
Yeah, if you click the memo, go bottom of the page, which is what is just summarized for you. You will see to that. Give me that clicker. If you see to the left of this, to the left, number 4. Number 4 is the current schedule. Because it's the TV, you point to it up there, so I'll point to it up here. Number 4 is the current. Number 5 is option A. Number 6 is option B. So those are the values. And the current, you see, go across, you see the prices that are provided.
So,
Number 5, option A, these are the prices. Number 6, which is option B, those are the prices. Prior to that paragraph, it says that to the bottom it says total with bulk collection, option A, and disposal. And it explains that on the top, that the bold items are in bold fonts were totaled in each one. So the reason what he explained earlier, that table eliminated this column with Westpro because option A was selected and it says Westpro did not submit a bid for option A, which is what he explained, and that's why this column was eliminated in his presentation.
all right, but I'm saying I think that this whole table would have been beneficial to be in the presentation so that for residential and business consumption. The other question is, how are you going to factor in any commercial businesses or be able to assess a fee to commercial businesses when there's not a policy or set policy to do so currently?
There is, the amount is included in the packet that was submitted in the proposal. And if you go to the exhibit that is also provided to you,
It's all there.
it's all in the report of the proposal.
It should have been a concise presentation, not only for the commission to be able to have the information at the forefront, but also should have been included so that the residents and the businesses that will potentially have to pay for these services will have some transparency. It's not good and it's not a good practice to pick and choose what you want the public to see. Give them all the information and give us all the information so that we could appropriately make the decision.
It's all in the packet.
The packet is one thing, but when you're making a presentation, that should have been the highlight of the presentation. So that
Again,
all would have the information and not have to be digging for straws in the backup.
it is contemplated that it will give a summarized presentation, which is what he gave. However, the entire packet is everything is under that item, so it could be, you can go through it and look at each one of them. So if you go to the next page, you see everything summarized that he presented. And at the end of the page, it also explained that you have the exhibits in there that are part of the item. And in the exhibit, if you pull up the exhibit for B,
While you're taking a break, I just
Yes.
want to highlight on the table, Waste Pro is the lowest bid for the current schedule. They never submitted for option A, and then they're the highest bid for option B. What I'm trying to say is that we have to improve transparency. We can't be up here just cherry picking what information that we put out there. Because then, it just makes a skewed view of this is the only option. Option A, the only option, and this is what was presented. So it seems as though, based on the various options as you presented it, the price is severely reduced with option A. So I can see why you think that it would be most advantageous to go with option A, but put everything on the table and let us decide, is what I'm saying.
That's why you have it on the table.
That's right.
That's why it's in the,
For everyone.
no pun intended, but
right
that's
here.
why it's the tabulated in here
It's right
to
here.
show you the exact thing. Because if you look at the totality of the service being provided, that's what it is. If you total that amount, I mean, it's explained on the third paragraph that, and I will read the Senate, following the review of submitted proposal, the bid tabulation report below was generated from the ball collection option between below items 4, 5, and 6. Option A was selected. As a result, the total in the table below reflects all items in bold font. If you put a calculator to all bold items, the totality of that gives you the price with the option A.
That's the only option that you're presenting, but if you do the tabulation for the current schedule, then Waste Pro will be the lowest responsible bidder if the commission decided to go with the current schedule. See, that's what I'm saying, I'm presenting all variables.
That's why they're here.
Wait,
That's why they're here.
Okay, but I'm just saying, for public consumption, if everything was to remain the same, who would be the lowest bidder?
Because you have,
Just answer,
No.
just answer.
Can you allow him to answer? Go ahead, Mr. Balagon, please answer. Go ahead.
the first option that we have, if you want to total the current one, we can put the calculators together and then we'll see who will turn out to be the lowest option. But keep in mind, the reason we're saying option A gives you the total better amount if you go to option A and make the change.
So is option A is including the commercial and residential?
All of this is commercial and residential.
Because I know in the package for Waste Pro, I asked that question, and then you said no on a question that they asked regarding if the commercial is also taken into place, and you said that no, that's for information purpose. But I'm trying to click on.
Say
I'm
that
trying to
again.
click on the Exhibit D.
You're saying Exhibit D?
Yeah, but no,
Exhibit D is
yeah, but it's
a
not. No, it's
proposal.
not. The package is not coming up. No, it's taking me to the to the
Resolution.
Granica's website when I click on it. But this afternoon, when I click on it, I was able to see the package for each vendor.
It's still there. They're on
Yeah,
there.
I just clicked on it.
I don't know why mine's not.
So, any more questions for the presentation, because this item will be coming back up again shortly? Anything else? Do you have any other comments, sir, that you want to say?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much. We're moving on now to the opportunity for the public to address the commission. Mr. Clerk, can you read the decorum statement, please?
When speaking before the city commission, please make sure to give your full name and address for the record. There's a 3-minute time limit for public comments. Please adhere to the city's quorum laws to include Article 2, Section 2-24 of the City of West Park's Code of Ordinances. The city's charter provides that the city commission may determine its own rules of procedures. Those rules in part specify that persons participating in any regular or special commission meeting shall abide by standards of conduct or may not continue to participate in that particular meeting. Speaker be called in the order in which they are received. The city clerk is charged with notifying each speaker of the time limit. It is unlawful for any individual to disturb or disrupt a meeting of the city commission or refuse to obey orders of the mayor or presiding officer during the meeting. Any comments or questions by the public shall be directed toward the mayor or presiding officer. The mayor is empowered by the laws of the city to order from the room any speaker who refuses to comply with the decorum rules and regulations of the city.
Thank you. Kenneth Rivera.
Good evening. Kenneth Rivera with Waste Pro, 17302 Pines Boulevard, Pembroke Pines, Florida, 33029. Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, and staff. Thank you for giving Waste Pro the chance to speak tonight. This contract is an 8-year contract. For the residents, the real issue isn't spreadsheets or reports. It's about how quickly can the bulk trash and the regular trash be cleared from their front yards. We respect the city's process, but before making a decision that will last nearly a decade, we ask you to pause and consider 2 simple questions. Why did staff change the service model? And can the recommended company actually do the job with the equipment they listed? First, let's look at the evaluation. Technical scores were very close. Out of the 3 evaluators, 2 gave all 3 responses the same score. Since the technical scores were only 3 points apart, the 30-point price part of the RFP became very important. It could decide the final ranking. When experience and technical scores are basically tied, what matters most are the service schedule, the price, and how many trucks are on the street. Right now, West uses a Monday cleanup model. Residents put out bulk items, and they are cleared on that Monday. With this system, Waste Pro offered the lowest price and committed the large fleet of 9 frontline gravel trucks to get the job done quickly. However, staff recommended option A. The problem is option A does not reduce the city's 245 tons of bulk trash each month. It only spreads the pickup schedule from 3 days a month to about 12 pickups a month, covering Monday to Wednesdays. This means very heavy piles will sit on the neighborhood streets for much longer. Upon a waste management proposal, only for 1 bulk truck and 1 backup to handle the entire city's daily bulk load. If you get the city's actual tonnage, this 1 truck needs to collect, park, drive, dump, unload, return 6 to 8 times every day just to keep up. A backup truck is meant for emergencies, not daily use. 5 questions to consider. We respectfully ask the Commission to get clear answers from staff on the 5 points before making the decision on the contract. Why are we moving away from the current schedule when it provides a faster, cleaner, 1-day Monday cleanup for neighborhoods? Why choose option A, which leaves bulk piles on the streets longer? Did staff consider that under the schedule, Waste Pro has the lowest price provided, safest number of equipment, bulk trucks, 9 versus 1? How did that validate Waste Management's truck plan? Did anyone stress test math on how can 1 truck pick 8 dumps? We're not asking to evaluate, we're not asking you to ignore the process. We're asking to ensure the math, the pricing is. Thank you.
Andy Cruz, I believe it's Andy.
Thank you, Mayor,
Thank
Vice
you.
Mayor. It is a pleasure to be here. Andy is my nickname, my family, like that. Formal name, Andres Limones Cruz, Government Affairs Manager, Waste Management. Pleasure to be in front of you tonight. Thank you, Andres.
Andres.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner. It's a pleasure to be in front tonight. There's a few things the Waste Management provides, and I'd like to share a few bullet points. We're a local company with national resources. You heard how important during a natural disaster is to have redundancy of equipment. We lost our entire fleet during Ian on the west coast of Florida. We were able to be back up and running. 50 trucks that we lost, as soon as it was safe on the streets, we were ready to service Lee County. So we come for peace of mind for emergencies. We're the industry leader on safety standards. Our drivers are the gold standard of safety. We have a great training. We run our trucks with advanced capacity, with smart technology, what we're willing to implement in your city. Your city demands quality of service. We're ready to provide that with our equipment. We're more than just a waste company provides sustainability leadership. We offer a part of our plan not only to recycle with our state-of-the-art facility, but also to provide consulting of sustainability to improve the initiative of the city. We're your partner. We have a robust customer service infrastructure that is also redundant. You have Leighton Francis is our route supervisor assigned. He's a West Park resident. He knows the city. It's his city. You have me. And then you have a local, if you want to stand up, Leighton, so they can see you. And then you have a local team that is over here represented. Overall, we have customer service present here and Davie. We have capacity all over the country if we had to shut down. More than that, the dedicated team will have the best value, but also the best pricing. You were talking about the other option is 6-2, right? So even if you count the option A, we still the most efficient rate for your residents. I know that's important for you, and we're ready here to provide the service from day one. You can talk to the residents and the cities around you. City of Pembroke Park, Sedania Beach, Lighthouse Point, similar cities of the quality of service we have. We are the best company, but also we are a local company. I want to leave you with that, and thank you. I'm here for any questions.
Thank you. Marcel Robeson.
4224 Southwest 18th Street, West Park for 32023. I'm here today just to ask the commission some questions why our youth programs are still not, the field is not open and prepared. The field has been empty for 5 months now, and nobody's using the facility. There's no work being done to it. There's nothing going on at the program. We have several athletic kids that is ready to use our facility, which it has West Park addresses and is still renting now over in Miami-Dade, and trying to see what's going on. Just starting off at the beginning of the year, we came in this year from last year understanding all the rules and regulations. We followed everything at front, submitted the application, insurance, every update we needed for the following year we turned in. Right now there's still no word on accepting applications for the facility. We do not understand, and we're still waiting. Also, the light cameras that has been put at the park and the basketball goals have been took down. We understood do that, but that does not stop violence. It does help it, but it doesn't stop. And then if the field, the facility was unsafe, why is the kids program still going on, but everyone else had to vacate the park because there was a shooting, and we understand why guys did it. We do appreciate the cameras because it can help prevent a lot of violence going on, but it can't stop it, but we appreciate it. We just want to see what's going on with field. The lights have not been fixed yet on the park, which I think is a prolonging process of what's going on. If you guys can get the lights back fixed and get the park back up, the field looks pretty good, being that we haven't been on it for 5 months now, and just see what's going on. We're asking that the commission leave some type of way. These kids are just as important as Waste Pro. They're just as important in all the other things and initiatives that's going on, and that side of our community is not being serviced. We had kids that went to the park last year that now has to get on a bus and drive over to, and go over to the state of Miami-Dade. And I just don't fear for our community kids to continue to have to do this with no one from the commission or the staff reaching back out to a return nonprofit organization and not just saying, what could we do to make this work, or this is what's going on. There's no response at all. We're supposed to be here for the sake of our children. There's over 150 kids that has to go over to Miami-Dade right now, and I don't think it's right. I just want to bring it up to the residents to know, like, when elections come around, we have to pay attention to what's going on with our kids and really vote on that. Get out and just stop watching, stop telling me you're doing a good job, Marcel, and it's not. Come out and help, please, whoever's listening. Thank you.
Cheryl Robinson.
Hi, everybody. Cheryl Robinson from everywhere.
No, I need an address.
I was going to tell it, man.
Need
Are
an
you,
address.
they trying to take my little minutes.
Can you give the
1046 Foster
address,
Road,
please?
Hollandale, Florida. And this is what I'm here for, people like you. We're so tired of these leaderships. We're so proud of these people that are supposed to be here for the people of the community. The people voted them in, and then when the people come up here, we get treated like trash. And then you want to talk about a trash company. Can y'all please put this on a special to take out the trash in the city hall? Please do that, because we are tired. It's ridiculous. We have people that's natives and people from this city and can't get nothing done, but we have four of you guys professionals, because y'all got a couple of millions or something. Y'all got little y'all companies. You have people like you guys get mad when you see some us set stuff and say things like this young guy you used to stand up and say from the community. I never seen a day in my life. We probably just moved a couple of years here, but I never seen my guy. So we need to stop using people and making mimics of even our people in our community and having them like they're the face and the repetition of us. No, they're not. Okay? And you people like the mayor and Brandon that been on the commission for over 20 years, 10 years or whatever, but whatever years you've been here too many years, okay? And have a nerve, Brandon, to try to get reelected? How dare you? How dare you? You need to go ahead and you done did enough. Go ahead and go on, boy. We do not want your leadership. We are tired of you. Okay? We can't wait till your chair come up again. We gonna show you. I like Coon said, we are encouraging our cities. Everybody stand up. We are calling out. If you ain't never voted in your life, Lord Jesus, Father God, come to Wake Up Wednesdays. Call my phone. Who that 954 IG, whatever you need, man. Y'all reach out to me and I will help you register. You feel me? And understand the significance of your city. Make sure you're resident. If you're in West Park, you go for West Park. And if you're from Hollandale, get ready, because I am going for C2. I know the haters don't want to see it, but it's going. And shout out to Aaron Hollis. He's going for Danny Mayor. We are tired of you guys with this leadership, and we're going to show y'all better than we can tell y'all. What y'all think y'all is? God's on the thing? No, we're going to show y'all real testimony. Shot in my head 18 years, baby, and I am here. Remember, I wasn't able to talk and all, but God put me on this podium. I'm going to show out for the youth, and I'm going to show out for my people. And you laugh, keep on laughing, but my God going to show you. Just like you sit here and you pray like you praying over people. Oh, you want to play at home. He going to show you. And this a dyke telling that. Thank you. Shout out to all the rest of you guys, because I don't never want you guys to think that we don't appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for being awesome. A lot of you entrepreneurs in here, we
Please
appreciate
address
y'all.
the commission.
We appreciate, I like to address the people. And that's why I want to be a commission, if I can address the people and get and congratulate the people and show the people some love. Okay, ma'am? All right, boss? Queen, Mayor, Felicia, okay? But like I was saying, I would like to appreciate everybody, all the women out here, strong women. Y'all excellent too. I love y'all. I don't care what they try to divide us in. Y'all my elders, and I came here for y'all too.
The opportunity for the public to address the commission is now over. We're moving on to the next item. Next item on the agenda is number 9, approval of the minutes. I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
motion to approve.
Is there a second? To approve the minutes.
Second. Second.
Thank you. Any questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Eviard,
Yes.
Commissioner Brandon Smith,
Yes.
Mayor Joy Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Touchstone,
Yes.
Mayor Brennan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item
Mayor.
number 10 is consent items.
Mayor.
Like to pull
Yes.
item.
Can you wait 1 second? There was someone right before you. Go ahead.
I did have a motion to change the order of the agenda to proceed with item number 18, 17, 18, and then 10 in that order to continue with the rest of the agenda.
Point of personal privilege. We're not changing the order. We're continuing with item number 10.
Just
So-
a note to you, Mayor, that you're circumventing your powers and abusing your powers according to -24 and previous advisement of our city attorney.
I am trying to keep the business of the city moving, so
All
we are
of the
not
city
changing the order.
agenda is city business. Let's make that clear, because you keep putting forth this misconception. Everything that's on this agenda is city business.
We're not
Stop
changing the
trying to
order.
make, you don't make that determination.
So we're
Your
on item
role and
number 10.
responsibility as chairperson is to chair the meeting, abide by the motion set on the floor, and call the roll. You do not dictate to this commission. In fact, it's in our ordinances that motions to change the order of business shall require a majority vote of this commission. Furthermore, you're in violation of Robert Rules of Order in the process that we adopted, because we are not even supposed to be discussing this item without a second.
Commissioner
Oh.
Everard, did you have
Commissioner
a
My motion
comment?
still stands. Since the mayor wanted to take a point of privilege,
Commissioner Everard.
my motion is still to change the order of the agenda as outlined.
As presiding officer, we are not changing the order of the
You do
agenda.
not
We
make
are
that
continuing
determination, Mayor.
on item number 10. Commissioner Everard, did you have something to say?
The
No.
motion is on the floor.
It was in reference to the consent items, but since we're still on the motion, we'll get to the resolution then.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
motion to approve.
Is
We're
there-
not on
is-
item 10. There's a motion
there-
that's been laid on the table, and the mayor has not provided an option to provide a second.
As I stated, we are moving forward with the agenda as it is written. So we are on item number 10, resolutions, consent items. Was there a motion
There's a
to
motion.
approve?
Yes, that was a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
No, I wanted to pull
Well, do you
item
have-
10.1.
She does not have to provide a second to pull.
No, yeah, she had to make her own motion.
That's what
I
she's
did in the
doing.
beginning. I did.
You know, you deferred to Commissioner Tone to speak. And then
Because she
when,
was
and then the
speaking-
mayor asked
she
you,
was
did you have
speaking and I
something?
did
You
not
said no.
interrupt. I was not going to interrupt until when she finished speaking.
So we are on item number 10.1. There is a motion.
Yes, I'd like to pull 10.1.
We are trying to discuss.
So would you like
it.
to approve the 10.2?
Are you chair? Are you the chair, Brandon?
She has to
So,
listen.
okay, so
Please.
Commissioner Everard, I'm speaking to you. You want to move forward with number 2 on item number 10? Is that what you're
No, I
saying?
want to pull 10.1 and 10.2.
That's what
for
we're
discussion.
Second.
We're trying to discuss it now. So 10.1.
The motion was to pull item 1 and 2, and I seconded it.
Are you the
So
chair?
we're on item number 10.1. What is it? So we're,
Her motion was just to pull item number 1 and 2 from the consent agenda, and I second that motion.
so we're on item number 10.1 to discuss.
Now that the items are pulled,
Roll call. We're on item number 10.1.
there's been to roll call.
Well,
Mayor, all due respect, point of order.
So I need you to.
Point of order.
If you can be
Point of
quiet for
order.
a second.
I raised the point of order.
Mr. Clerk, just a question for you. The last motion that was made was what?
To pull 10.1 and 10.2.
And so we are moving forward with item number 10.1 and 10.2. We are hearing item 10.1 and 2. We're not moving anything from the agenda.
Oh, my goodness.
After roll call, then we can move forward with 10.1.
Point of order. Mayor, you're out of order. That's one. Secondly, if there's only 2 items under the consent agenda item, and both items are pulled, there's no roll call. It goes straight to discussion. There's no motion on the floor to vote upon.
So we are on item number 10.1. Is there any discussion for item number 10.1?
All due respect, the clerk has to read item 10.1 into record.
I understand. Is there any questions that you have for 10.1?
Point of order.
So, Madam, I'm sorry, Mr. Clerk, we're on item number 10.1. Can you read it into record?
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of West Park, Florida, approving 14 scholarship awards for the 2026 City of West Park's annual scholarship program, providing for adoption representations, providing for an effective date.
Commission, what's your pleasure?
Yeah, for the recipient, Finn Stewart, I was not.
This is can you make a motion?
We
on
have to
that
make a
first?
motion.
No,
And then we
it's
can.
discussion.
We're in discussion.
We're in discussion. She pulled it. There's no
We're in
motion to be
discussion, there's no
had.
need for a motion. We're in discussion, right? Okay, as I was saying, for that particular recipient, I did not see
So,
the GPA
again,
on the transcript.
so
Point of order.
let
You are
me-
not allowed to interrupt the speaker
you allow
who
me
has
to
the
finish?
floor. No, because you're out of order.
So again, Madam.
You're out of order,
so
Mayor. Out of order.
I need for you to
No,
please
point
cease
of
from
order. This
talking
is
right now.
parliamentary and procedure.
So we are
I
on
have
item
the
number
floor because I
10.1.
raised the point of order,
We are
and
on
it
item
takes
number
precedence over
10.1.
everything.
The clerk has read it into record. So it is read into record.
Point of
So
order.
we need
You're
a
out of order.
motion.
We do
Then
not.
we can discuss it.
We pulled it specifically for discussion.
So we pulled the item 10-1. The clerk read it into record. Right now, we need a motion so that we can discuss it.
No, we do
I will
not.
entertain a motion
Motion for what?
for approving item number
No,
10-1
You approve it before
for
it's discussed.
discussion.
No, you
No,
don't. That's
we're
not how
not.
it
We're
goes.
not going with that rodeo show.
All
If
of
you're
a
going to
sudden-
go by Robert Rules of Orders, then go about it all the way. Don't be selective with it because
So
it doesn't
we're
say
on
that in
item
Robert
number
Rules.
10-1. The clerk has read it into record.
And Commissioner Everard had the floor.
And she pulled that item, so
So-
she's discussing it before it's then a vote. After discussion, that's when you vote on it. That's
and make
how
a
it
motion
goes.
towards it.
How-
Yeah, Mayor, that's how
all
it's
of a
doing.
sudden you don't.
So
Understand
again,
what's
I
going on.
said, we're on 10-1. It has been properly, well, it has not been motioned and second.
Why would it?
Just, why
'Cause it's
would
a
it?
pull
It's a
item.
pull item.
So we're pulling the item to discuss it.
And that's why Commissioner Everard has the floor to discuss.
Commissioner Everard, your question was about what?
For the recipient, Finn Abigail Thorpe, I did not see the GPA on the transcript. So if someone can point it out, please, that way I can see.
Which one? Can you say the name again?
Finn Abigail Thorpe. I know it says here that the GPA is 3.89, but the transcript, I did not see it on the transcript. So can someone point up to me that way I can,
Mr. Manager?
maybe I missed it somewhere.
Finn Abigail Marie Stewart?
Yeah, on the transcript, not see the GPA.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
if you click on, you on tab, go
Are you
to.
the manager? She
Yes.
asked the manager
Yes.
to request to
Listen, listen, I have the floor.
Exactly.
I have the floor.
No, you're not.
I have the floor.
Manager.
I have the floor.
Commissioner.
I have the floor.
Why are you doing the manager job?
I have the floor.
She recognized manager.
The mayor recognized me. I properly
never
asked the
heard
mayor
So
for recognition,
again,
and I got the floor.
so
Simple as that.
here are the simple instructions. Click on the Finn's name.
And it's
when you
right- and
click
it's
on the
right
name,
there.
If you scroll the way up, you'll see the student transcript.
I mean, on the transcript itself.
If
If
we
you
do our
scroll
homework
all the
before we
way
get
up.
here, then we won't have this problem.
You scroll
It's all
the
in
way
there.
up.
I did not see it when I looked at it. I'm talking about the transcript, not the actual.
Yes, the transcript is
The
right. I'm looking at the
transcript is
transcript
there.
right here.
You see it? Keep
The
scrolling.
transcript that I'm looking at, it doesn't say the GPA.
You go down, you say, let's see what page
It
is
has
that.
the courses and everything. You can look, go and look.
I have it up, so
Look
that's
at
what
right-
I'm saying. It's there.
Commissioner, it's right here, 3.89, right here.
389.
At the bottom?
It's right there. That page you on right at the bottom.
Oh, okay, see. Okay,
Do you have any other questions about it?
no, that's it.
Okay. What's your question?
I have a concern as well. So for several years, there are two recipients that have been continually receiving the scholarship year after year after year. Now, from my understanding, the application is for undergraduate studies, and these two individuals, which are sisters, are in a graduate program. I don't think that qualify them to continuously receive scholarships to promote undergraduate studies. Ever since even before I became a commissioner, these individuals have every year after year after year been receiving the scholarships, which we need to give other individuals an opportunity to also be able to qualify. And so I want to know, was this the list of everyone that submitted the application? And are all of these individuals going to be awarded a scholarship? And if so, what are the amounts of each?
Mr. Balgon?
Okay, the information is provided. Again, if you go and click on the memorandum, it is detailed in the memo what you just asked about. It's all explained in the memo. If you click on the memo right underneath, I'm going to wait for you to get there.
I'm already there.
Right underneath the resolution, it says it right there. For your information, we received 16 applications for the state's 2026 college scholarship program. Following review of the application that were submitted, 2 applicants did not meet the minimum GPA requirements. And as a result, the others did, which are 14, and we're recommending $1,000, as the resolution states, $1,000 scholarship for each. So, and right after that, you see the tabulation. If you click on the tabulation, it shows all 16. The ranking sheet shows all 16 applicants, and it shows all the GPAs, and it also shows, which is what Commissioner Eviad was referring to, and it shows all 16 in there, and you see the GPA of the 2 that did not meet the minimum 3.0 minimum requirement. In application, going by the first thing you said, the application, we have never indicated if it was only going to be undergraduate. That's why we were compelled to consider them. If I finish, please.
Yeah, I'm going to allow you, but I'm just letting the mayor know I would like to speak after.
Thank you for doing that, because that would be great as well, because on the very one-page application that's provided, if it's moving forward, want to indicate that, we'll certainly tell them, you don't have to be part of it if you're not undergraduate. But if the reason that it's always been recommended is that, so everyone that apply are being considered except for the 2 that did not meet the minimum GPA.
And
go ahead.
So my concern is, had we budgeted for $14,000 in this fiscal year for scholarships, what was the total amount of the budgetary item on this?
Like we've done in prior years, the spirit of the scholarship is always to grant scholarship to those that apply for, because
Not
of
answering the question.
and that's, if you listen, you will
Please allow
get.
him to answer.
When we budget this item, when we've always budgeted an item and we only get it a minimum amount that's below, it was indicated that when we do get more than what we budgeted, we should go ahead and accommodate them, since they serve our community, and they're going to be future of our community. While we had about approximately $7,000 budgeted every year we've always had, when we had more, we've always covered every one of them, found a way, look for the funds to cover it. That's the spirit of which we continue to do, unless we want to do otherwise this time and cut some people off. If they meet the minimum requirement, we don't just cut them off, and we've found a way to fund them, and that's what we're trying to do also this time around.
So let me just get this clear, and I see Vice Mayor wants to be recognized, but it was budgeted for $7,000, and you're going to pull the money somewhere else for the $7,000 shortfall?
That we've done in prior year, or ask our partners to assist.
Okay.
We've done those in prior years when it's approved.
And have we vetted this through the Education Advisory Committee?
We do not have education advisory. That's why in the last
we don't.
In the last few years, we've always been administering it because we don't have one, and we've been administering like we did last year.
Let me ask. We do have one because we have appointees that majority of us have appointed individuals to the Education Advisory Committee. So now you're reporting that we don't have one?
We do not have active education advisory committee members.
Was any of them reached to review the applications and the applicants as in previous years? Because when I chaired that committee, we set the parameters for what the program was. So that's to the point of, I know that the intent was for undergraduate and technical college. It was not for graduate program. And that's how the last time we had this discussion, I knew that it was an unweighted GPA and not a weighted GPA because I held the policy. So this is how I know what the requirements are. Because being a part of that Education Advisory Committee, chairing that committee, we set the standard for what we wanted to see awardees to have to, abide by those guidelines. So then, if I'm getting this right, so basically anybody that apply and meet the requirement is no longer based on how good your essay is and, no ranking involved. So it's the blanket thing where you submit the application and you're going to be automatically awarded since we don't have an education officer committed to select the appropriate applicants based on just a GPA requirement and not all the parameters that were set forth by the committee before.
Mayor,
Yes.
if I may, that's not quite accurate, because if you look at the table that is presented before you, the table also score the essays. The essays
Who
were
scored it? That's the point. That was supposed to be the job of the Education Advisory Committee.
Can
So
you
I'm
allow
trying
him
to
to
just
finish,
Yeah, but I
please?
want him to know what it is.
Okay, he understands, so please allow him to
How do you
finish.
know what he understands,
Mr.
Mayor?
Balagon, can you please?
Mayor, for the last maybe 3 or 4 years, staff have been administering this process. And I've said it, I said this last year, I said it the year before, and I said it, and staff all echo the same sentiment. Since the time that we've not had active members of the advisory committee, we've taken it upon ourselves to continue the process. To that end, staff review the essay, they rank them. If you see the table that is attached, is the table attached to it, is the very next item after the memorandum. I'm looking at it, and it ranks it, they graded them, and no one scored less than 4 out of 5. And we thought that was very good. And the 5 ones are a lot in there, and they're excellent. Even those that had the less GPA, unfortunately, everyone met everything except for that. Again, in that same vein, there have been years in the last approximately 4 or 5 years, that we've had people that apply that are less than the numbers of the application. But when we're so happy, we see a lot of people applying. And the spirit is to be able to help young people that are going to be futures of the city. We don't see a need to now keep a bar and then turn them off. Now, you can do that if you want to, but when we see this and they met the requirement, we find a way to get our partners to partner with us and do things. And even if we have to cut pencil, cut paper there, whatever, we find a way to accommodate them. Keep in mind, this scholarship is not going to be awarded until they're ready to go to the schools, give us their paperwork, which is sometimes back in September, October. So with that in mind, as they go to college now, they get this scholarship, the paperwork, and we have opportunities with our partners to contribute, which we've had in the past. So with that spirit of trying to help folk, we don't see a need. Trying to aid our youngsters in our community, we don't see a reason I mean, the lowest GPA in the 3 areas is about 3.1, and after that, you will not see but on approximately 3.5. So that said, I don't see a reason why it is necessary to cut out of that 14 anyone, and that's why we're bringing it before you. If you want to take remove some of our youngsters that are going to be futures of the city and don't help them, that's on you. But it's our pleasure to try to represent and recommend them for scholarship, and that's what we've done in years that we've never had active committee members.
So, Mr. Balagan, is that? Oh, Vice Mayor, go ahead.
No, you.
Vice Mayor had
No,
that
she
first.
Vice Mayor, go ahead.
Okay, my question is this. As we've seen here, where applicants are being repeated on the scholarship program, what is the cutoff for applicants who already received scholarship, and why is it that we are having the we are budgeted for what, 7,000, as you said. Now we're gonna have to find an additional 7,000 somewhere, which I would like for the manager to tell us exactly where he's gonna get that from. but at the same time, you have repeated applicant here on list. So what is the purpose of that?
Okay, I'm making it one at a time. Again, our application has never indicated, and we've been using the application for a long time, has never stated that when we get to a certain amount, we cut off. We've never had that.
The budget.
And it has never,
Go ahead, Mr. Algarn.
and we have never indicated that it's only for a particular level of education. That if you're doing, application does not say that if you're going to postgraduate, doctor, or whatever else, that you don't qualify. Now, that said, we used to have just a few handful that apply. We're excited. We see a lot that apply. And when we do that, and they go to college, we've always move them forward. Again, it is your prerogative. You could say, because Joe Peter Paul, or you don't like the face or the look, to cut them out. Even if they meet the requirement, you can do that. We have, and I'm going to repeat it, when we see this excites us, and we try to get our partners to partner with us. We've had several partners that have said, I will. They came right here and gave $1,000 check. We have barbershop that did. We have other people that did. We take the time, as long as you approve, we'll ask folks if they will partner with us and be able to fund for a scholarship. We've had a lot of partners that we have here that have assisted. But again, we have 14 here. You can choose to reduce it to 2. We tell them that you have done that. You can choose to take whatever off. But we just give ourselves a challenge. Try to help everyone, every kid here. And that's why we put it before you that they meet the minimum, and we go the application we've always used. If you say in the future, we take it off, we say if they've gotten one before, don't come back. These people, it takes time to be in college. They don't do it 1 year. So I own organizations that would help undergrad for the 4 years they're there. So there's no reason not to help people for 4 years, and it's not unusual.
Graduate.
So that said, if you want to put a limitation to come next year, don't give anybody any more if they had one, do that. But as this stands today, this is what we have, and we love all our kids in the community, and we thought we should bring it to you. If you want to cut them off, be my pleasure.
Vice Mayor.
Okay, so I want to make this clear. You're saying that an applicant applies for a grant in a 4-year term. So what you're saying, the first year they come and they apply. The second year, the same applicant apply again. The third year, the same applicant applied again, and the fourth year. So what is the cutoff here for others who wants an opportunity to apply? I don't think it's fair to give in one person 4 times versus someone who don't get a chance to get one. And not only that, it's not one person, it's 2 sisters from the same family. That's crazy. But we have to have a cap here, or it's not that I'm trying to say we're not going to give, because I remember the last time we have some similar issue here with the same here, I was being torn out there that I don't want to give scholarship or whatever the case is and all of that. They use that when I was campaigning, talking about I deny scholarship from kids. But the point is that we have to get this rectified and fixed, because, I mean, instead of all the way to keep giving one person 4 times for the whole 4 year, the grant, and you have others who never get a chance, we need to have others to get a chance. So basically, I don't see the reason why these particular applicants keep going on and back and forth on the same grant application to receive, versus we have others who have not. So that is one thing. And you did not answer my question where the additional 7,000, what of the budget, or where we gonna find that additional 7,000 from?
Okay.
And
Mr.
Mayor,
Manager, yes. Go ahead.
You said others never get a chance. Everybody that applies getting a chance. So I'm telling you that every year we have never removed everyone. This is the first time, in fact, in my time that I've ever seen this applicant that people were under 3.0. And that itself saddens my heart that they did not. So there's no one, others, I would like to address it. If you show me others under the two that did not. Now, left to me, personally, I would give, because if they're trying and they got here and they even have an essay of 4.0, 4 out of 5, I personally, I would say it's great. However, I don't call the shot. The application is what we go by. And the application says if you don't meet it, 3.0 GPA, then we go by that. Application is what we follow. And that is exactly follow the requirement that the application that's placed out. Now, everybody here saw the application being advertised several weeks and whatnot. That is what the application says. So we are not cutting anybody off. So I don't see you made statement over and over that others never get a chance. We put you please let me finish. We put all those that apply are on here. So no one was left out. And
Mr. Manager, with all due respect, we don't see all who applies.
This
we
right
only
here.
we see what you presented here, the 14. We don't see the other two that's with their GPA. I don't
It's
get
right here. It's all in here.
With the other two.
All the applications.
It's here.
All the applications, even though I did not.
the two that didn't qualify is only on spreadsheet. Their actual application is not
Put
available.
everyone.
Right.
No,
Okay, it's there.
she's correct. It's only on the spreadsheet. It's not their individual application.
You're talking about the two.
Correct. That's what she's talking about. That's what Vice Mayor
Tell you that it's on here. Staff can give it to you if you want those two. But I just told you, those two are on the table. They're right there for 3.2.
So, Commissioner Villard, you're next. Go ahead.
And Mayor, I would like to be recognized as well.
Trust me, staff, if you, can you go get a copy?
Mayor.
So, can you allow
Print it out
Commissioner
and give it
Everard
to them.
to
It's
ask
no
a
big
question?
deal.
I'm just
Give them
letting
the
you know.
two.
I would like
Let
hear
me,
you.
they will get it.
Commissioner Everard, can you
But
ask a
say
question,
somebody's
please?
left out, they're not. They're listed on here.
Commissioner.
Okay,
Everard
Mr.
has-
Balagan, so what guidelines were you on staff following the guidelines that was created from the Education Advisory? As what Commissioner Dr. Toh mentioned, that they had to put a policy together and so forth?
If
Yeah.
So, Mr. Manager,
exactly,
can you answer, please?
is that policy available so that I can see it as far as,
Mayor.
Can you finish speak, please?
yeah, I'll make that
Yeah,
determination.
I'm just telling
Yeah.
you to go ahead and finish.
Yeah, as far as the guidelines and that you're following, was it following by the what was created from the education advisory? Because a lot of time what I'm seeing here, Mr. Balagan, is that changes are made, but changes are being done verbally, but they're not being updated, in the policies, and that's something that I cannot follow, because making verbal change, it can change from time to time. But what we need to have is a policy that's set in forth. Even if we want to make certain changes, I don't mind making changes, but it needs to come
Commissioner,
to
he's
the-
not listening. He's talking in a conversation over there.
But I have a
Everything
point
you
of,
say.
I have a point of information,
So-
Mayor.
I can hear everything you're saying. Go ahead.
Commissioner Everard, continue, please.
Point of information.
Can you allow her to finish her statement?
Robert Rules
You-
says that I can
but
interrupt
you've
for a point of
spoken- you've
information.
You have taken up the conversation. Let her finish
It's
her
a point
comment.
of information. Do
When
you not
she
understand
finishes.
Robert Rules?
So when she finishes.
That's not how it works. That's not how it
Are you
works.
finished with your question to Mr. Balagon?
No, I'm not finished because, he was doing
Go
something.
ahead,
So I was trying
finish,
to get
and
his
then
attention.
we'll go
She doesn't
back.
know how it works. Point of information, you could be interrupted.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to know. What are you following the guidelines? 'Cause I know-
Absolutely. And I want to address that. You and everyone here on the dais and the residents receive their applications that text
Not
blast out.
application,
And
talking about the
let me,
guidelines.
application comes with the guidelines in it. That's why I'm telling him to go print it out for you.
Oh, okay.
That's
That
what
is
they
it.
printed. You all get these things. On the very second page, this is page 1 of the application right here, of the application packet. Next to it are the rules and guidelines. Those guidelines are the ones that we follow strictly, staff that review this. I'm not part of it. The staff that review this, they follow the guidelines, and they've done that every year. Every year. And the staff, when they used to be, it's a long time ago that the committee has sat on right here, the staff, we guide them. So the committee has been abandoned, not been active. They follow the guidelines strictly that's listed. We don't go outside of what is listed. They submit essay that staff reads, and they submit the transcript, and they submit the reference letters. And all of that are reviewed. What is surprising here is we have applications, and these applications, we have all of them listed here. Nobody's left out. You want the 2 applications, I've told staff to go print it for you. I thought they were all in there with them in addition, but they thought it's best to leave it out because the GPA is listed on here. They'll give you the packet. Left to me, I would say just give everybody, because that's what we've always done.
Mayor.
Scholarship application
Are you finished?
From the website.
Are you finished?
Mayor.
I'm coming.
No, what I'm saying is that in here, I don't see the guidelines. I see the application. I don't see, what I'm looking for is that in the guidelines, does it state that it's only for undergraduates?
No.
Yes, it does.
So that I think
That's why I raised point of
I might have
information.
come across it somewhere down the line. I think it says undergraduate, but I'm
Mayor?
not seeing it in front right now.
Giving everyone the same thing. Again, it's no problem. Cut them out if you don't feel like it.
It's
Don't tell
not
them
about
no.
feeling like it. We
It's
have
not about-
I
guidelines.
don't
it's
see,
just doing
they
things
apply,
that's
they're your
proper.
residents, and we're bringing it before you.
Mr. Bogdan, it's not about what we feel like. It's based on what the guidelines say.
Exactly.
If that's the case,
Exactly. They're going to pull it out for you.
You have
Mayor.
to award those
Pull
who
it out
merit
for you.
it.
Okay,
You can't
so-
just award anyone just because.
Yes, just pull it out. She'll pull it out. They went through it. Trust me, staff deliberated on this and even listed some people that are on there, and they said next time maybe we should recommend. But they're glad you're talking about it. So why you want to? Can you?
Mayor.
Commissioner Touchstone, what question?
It's not a question. It's because the manager indicated that I was misinformed about the process in which the first page of the application states the City of West Park 2026 College Scholarship is open to all high school seniors who reside in West Park or participate in the city's Youth Council or Explorer program, join their senior high school, and students attending a 2 or 4-year university, college, university, or vocational school in the U.S. Scholarship Awards will be based on the number of applicants. A 2 and 4-year college or university is undergraduate only. When you go beyond 2 and 4 years, that becomes a graduate program, which this specifically outlines that this intent of the scholarship is for undergraduate students, 2 and 4 year university. When you're going for a PhD and a degree, because I have one, that's a post-secondary degree. After you obtain your 4-year degree, you go into graduate school, which is beyond a 4-year education. So for you to say, and it's up here, what does it say? Attending a 2 or 4-year college, university, or vocational school. I lobbied very much so to get that language in there.
Okay.
So I know. So
Okay.
you need to be stood corrected. Because you want to allude the fact that Dr. Touchstone does not know what she's talking about and she's mistaken when it is completely in there. After you are finished with a 4-year degree, it goes into postgraduate or graduate degree. That is not allowed in the process.
So which are the two students?
That is accurate.
Mayor?
You can only get a
If I-
graduate degree or PhD after you finish a 4-year college or university degree.
So, Mr.
I don't know
Balaban-
any program where
Which
you
are the
get a
two-
doctorate within 4 years.
Which are the two
Mr.
students that have a
Balaban,
graduate?
okay, so,
Rebecca Pello Moore and Stephanie Pello Moore.
so, Mr. Balaban, I'm going to allow you to respond.
Yeah.
But I do want to say this. It's a sad day when we have all these kids and we're sitting
start now,
here
don't start now.
arguing back and forth. You had the floor.
Policy.
You had the floor. And I'm
Policy is
going
there
to
for a
speak. I didn't interrupt you. So it is a sad day that we should be proud that we have all these students from our city that applied to our scholarship, and we're trying to give them money so that they can come back to our city,
They have to qualify.
invest back into our city. It's a sad day that we're sitting here fussing over this.
We're not fussing, we're
Instead
having
of, let
discussion.
me speak. I didn't speak when you were speaking. It's a sad day that we're sitting here toiling over this when all these kids want to do is go to school. So I just want to put that on the record.
You're a grandstand for no
It is a
reason.
sad day. So, Mr. Balaban, can you please explain? Because if these kids want to go to school, we need to make sure that they have the money to go to school.
And we also
And all
need
of
to
this
make
other
sure
rhetoric that's going on should not matter.
that need
So you
small
have the
home
floor,
repair
Mr.
get the money for
Balaban.
small
You
home
have the floor, Mr. Balaban.
Mayor, you don't follow
You
procedures.
have the floor,
That's the
Mr.
reason why you're
Balaban.
talking like that, because you don't follow
Again,
procedures.
Again, Mr. Balaban, you have the
It's not
floor.
about procedures and following the guidelines.
It is actually very, very interesting.
But they complain when
because
PSC
this
get money for
conversation
the
was
kids.
this same conversation was had
They won't
before.
let the kids play on the football field. All
Go ahead,
kids
Mr.
are important.
Balaban, please continue.
All kids are important
Please
in our
continue,
city,
Mr.
not just
Balaban.
some. And you have a personal
Please
relationship
continue,
with these two
Mr.
individuals.
Balaban.
This same conversation was had before, and that's why when staff was when staff.
Thank you for acknowing that this conversation was had.
Please
before. You
continue,
still
Mr.
went
Balaban.
against the grain.
No, it's not. It
still
is.
went
It is.
against the grain.
It was intended. It was. You keep. The vice mayors keep telling me to continue, but I can't continue if somebody's interrupting me. But this same conversation was had, and the interpretation of what was there was totally different. That's why, to your point earlier, you said somebody has gotten it multiple times because they were in postgraduate. Because you allowed it.
No, we didn't.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Now,
I brought
you
it
just,
up last
you just
time.
said it.
Hold on.
You just said it. You said you
You're not
allowed
going to
it.
defecate on what I said, okay? I said distinctly, if you go back to the last time.
let me-
Hold
if
on.
I got the floor.
If we
You said it
go
right
back
here.
to the last
That
communication
debate-
on this
that debate-
item, I took exception to the young man that did not meet the GPA threshold, and I indicated explicitly that the criteria was unweighted, which I was factually founded on that. And the other item that I brought up last time we went through this was that it was not intended for postgraduates, in which I voted in favor of them getting it with the understanding that the policy will be followed going forward.
No, it was.
Yes,
no,
it
that's
was.
Not, that's
Do not try to
But
amend
I'll leave
my
that
words.
alone. That paragraph was debated, and it was debated. It's university. As long as university, it does not matter. That's why staff.
It says
that's why.
in 4 years.
You can take it off.
You have to,
can take it
the
off.
right thing to do is to update the guidelines.
Well,
that is the
if you
proper.
allow for it, if you allow
That's the
for it
proper.
before, if you allow for it before, and you've set precedent that they continue to have, this is the second or third time.
No, it's got to be in writing.
It is
no
clear.
more, not more verbal. He said that's the thing with you know.
Okay, remove
staff.
them. That's just you do. Remove them, and then we'll tell them remove the folks. That's simple. I've said that about 4 times. It's not. If you want to say non-post, this same paragraph was debated before, because the students let them have it. Okay, fine. That staff is bringing it back forward to you again, and you want to do this something different. Then we do the different, and it'll be clear now. You don't approve it for those who are postgraduates, and that's
It's
it.
not about doing something different. It's the fact is that what was supposed to be done did not get done.
Exactly.
Because it was approved based on, okay, we're not gonna let, not giving it, anyone, we gonna give everyone, okay, this time. And then you're supposed to be fixing the fixing the guidelines so that we come to this again. Now we are here in the same situation again.
No, it's not. It was not said that way.
Yes, it
It was
is.
not.
Yes,
No, it was
was.
not. It was debated otherwise. It was the contrary.
You're
It was the
wrong,
contrary.
Mayor.
But it's
Manager.
before you. It's
You're
before you
wrong.
as a recommendation. It's before you as a recommendation. It was not approved. It's before you, and you eliminate them. They turned it, even it was there, they turned it in. We're still going to
It was
list them
never-
here for you.
Nobody was eliminated. Because nobody was eliminated.
Okay,
No,
so
no, no. It's listed here. You can do that now. That's my point.
Yes, I'm gonna amend to
Just remove them.
remove
So they'll be
the,
crystal. Whoever has a postgraduate, don't let them have it.
remove the postgraduates and their funds
Okay,
be
that's
distributed
clear.
among the others that qualify.
If you've done it before, staff brought it back.
So you're gonna distribute the 40,000 among the ones that qualify. So if it's how many postgraduates?
You have the list. Look, you have it. Look.
It's
No, which
two.
ones? Two of
It's
them?
on there.
It's
Look
two.
on it.
It says it in their transcript.
So
And
just take,
in their letters of recommendation.
So we're gonna take the $14,000 and divide it into the 12, so they all get equally. I can get more funds. Yeah.
I wish that the city manager had the same vigor to get us outside funding to help with our small home repair that's at like 150
Inappropriate.
residents.
Inappropriate. No, sir, I'm
this way,
sorry, you
each
can't
one-
speak. I'm sorry, you
Each one
can't.
will get 1,167.
I agree with you, but I can't allow you, I can't, sir, I can't. I'm sorry. I agree with you, but I can't allow you to speak.
It's about
And
following the
thank you.
guidelines
No,
as
but thank you
outlined.
for your diligence.
That's what
in this.
it's all
So
about.
we just let walk out a door. He just said he would have wrote a check to pay for these students. And because of this foolishness, we just let that walk out.
Okay, Mayor.
I want to put that on the record.
Number one,
So
this is not no
what is-
foolishness.
What is the pleasure,
Okay.
what is the pleasure of the commission? How are we moving forward with this?
That is the issue.
Just 'cause somebody holler
Everybody
about
wants
they
to
gonna
come
write a
and
check,
just
you wanna
What
get
is the
their-
pleasure of the commission? What is the
arrangement
pleasure, what is the
without
pleasure?
putting
of
it
the
right
commission?
in.
The pleasure of the commission is that to approve this item and removing the postgraduate. That was the pleasure of the commission.
And distribute 14,000 among the 12. So each one get $1,167.
That's it.
That's the motion, is there a second?
This is, Mayor, if I may,
Yes.
this is what I will do. The resolution is written out as presented. You make a motion on this, and I know for the city attorney's proper process. You can vote this down, and we'll bring another. We've given that we should go back and look at those that are postgrad, because I cannot tell you staff that prepared it. You mentioned, you're calling out names. If it's 3 or 4, then I'd rather we cross out the names. We'll come back and we'll bring it back. You vote this down, and we'll bring back with the exception of 1 or 2 or whatever it is that has postgraduate. I'll let staff go over it again.
And distribute the funds among.
We will bring that back, so you can do that. I'd rather you vote this down as it is, and that paragraph was interpretation of that was different in the past, and that's why that staff went through that way. So they will go back and they will come back with another resolution if that's what you're saying.
Isn't there a
changing.
timeline on this too?
If you,
That's when we actually going to call
bring
you.
it back, we'll bring it back next week with the next meeting with the number of folks that are on there, and we'll let them stay here, and those folks are those that you're going to award to at the same time.
So for clarification, the students will be here, we can give them the awards the same night?
We can probably do that, but
Okay.
I would rather we vote this down, and
Right.
then we come back the list for the postgraduate, if that's the pleasure of the without the postgraduate ones, if that's the pleasure of the commission.
So it was a motion on the floor. Whoever did the initial motion, do you want to?
You can just vote it down,
Madam
vote no on
Mayor,
it if you want.
Motion to approve. Motion to approve.
Approve what?
Approve it how it is, so we can get a second, so that everybody can vote how they want to vote it down, or whatever the case may be. But it still, because this is written like this, this has to move one way or the other.
And we come back with
you
it.
vote it down, your individual vote. Not, you can't say, well, I moved to vote this down. You
It-
have to
it
just
was
do it in
already-
your individual vote. So, Madam Mayor, motion to approve.
Just to clarify that, what we're doing, what you doing right here is just voting it down, because a number was set as number of postgraduate. Staff is, what my understanding from staff is that it's not really that number. So let them go back. You want only undergrads, then we make it undergrads and bring it the right number of candidates, and that's it.
Okay. So we just need a second to take it for vote. That's it, right? Because can you repeat your motioning?
Motion to approve, Madam Mayor.
Is there a motion? I'm in a second. I relinquish the gavel just for a second on it. Now we'll roll call. Roll call.
Commissioner Touchstone,
No.
Commissioner Brandon Smith,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Joy Smith, Commissioner Eviar,
No.
Mayor Brunson,
Yes.
motion.
Okay. So, Ms. Algon, you know what to do to bring things back. So we are on item number two.
Yes,
And this is under consent items.
Yes, I want to have a
Can-
discussion like that item.
Can
It's
you,
already pulled.
item is already, yeah.
Yes, I
Can you
want-
read it? Can you,
Oh, sorry.
can you read it, please?
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of West Florida extending the Code Enforcement Lien Amnesty Program for all code enforcement liens from the effective date of this resolution to July 31st, 2027, providing for adoption of representations, providing for an effective date.
Commissioner, what's your pleasure?
Yes, so instead of having to extend every year, make mention to the lien amnesty, is there a way you could just make it something that's going to be debt, and that way you don't have to be extending it every year? Like for now, I would approve it, but you can extend it for 2028. But moving forward, if you can just make it in something like more definite, where you don't have to be extending it, it's going to be a policy that the city is adopt. Or ordinance, I don't know which is the proper term.
While it sounds, if I may, Mayor,
Yes.
while it sounds attractive, in the spirit of the ongoing tax reform and all what is going on, I will be very careful in making a permanent change and then bringing it back and change it. If this reform goes into play, one could argue 12 years or 13 years, or now going on 14 years that we've been running the program. It's about time to probably make a couple of changes that is glaring. I'm only going to do this 1 year if the referendum passes. I would recommend, instead of giving 85% discount on the amnesty, probably do like other cities. We started this program back in 2012. Other cities that copied us never went to 85% discount. The lowest, Miami Gardens, that took this from us, are 50%. I think all of that I gave them all of our resolutions when I started this program. They were giving 60. They are doing 40% or discount, or maybe even 25%. We're the lowest at 18%, 85% discount. So in other words, we're getting 15% of the revenue. So I would at least want to try to go after this one, maybe next year, especially with the referendum, probably go up to 50%. And including another part of it is the application process. Application price is extremely low. It's only $100. I'll give you an example. Somebody coming here want to go into the program, and they owe in about $400,000 in lien, and they only walk out here paying $30,000. So we lose about $170,000, and they walk out of here with just paying $30,000 because they mitigated or they corrected, they complied. It's worked out great, and I was pulling this to show you how it appreciates value of properties, a surrounding area that's been blight, or how it also allows for the development. I will help to the tax roll. But with this tough economic times that may be coming ahead, I think we may want to, and I see where you're coming from, this move forward this way, but I would think through it next year. If we're going to make it permanent, if this referendum pass, we do something, we cannot make some adjustments after 14 years. So I do see it, but I'll think it through for next year, because if this referendum pass, trust me, it's going to be a lot of stuff that we may have to be making adjustments on.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that, when it comes to that point, of course, when it comes to that point, of course, we're going to have to change some of the verbiage, and also to, at some point, you can state that the percentage can change from time to time as necessary.
Correct.
When that time comes.
Correct.
That's something I wanted to just point out.
I recognize that. That's good.
Any other questions?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
No, motion to approve.
Second.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Brandon Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Touchstone,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Joy Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Eviard,
Yes.
Mayor Brunson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
11-1 non-consent, number 1. You have to read it for me.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of West Park, Florida, accepting the bid from Waste Management Incorporated of Florida in response to RFP number 2026-0504 for the vision of solid waste collection and disposal services. Authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement between the City of West Park and Waste Management Incorporated of Florida. In the agreement form attached hereto as Exhibit A, providing for adoption of representations, providing for an effective date.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
So move.
Is there a second? A second?
Mayor, I'll second for discussion.
Okay. Questions, comments?
I have a discussion.
Go ahead.
I would like to I have a question of some of the individuals that bid. Would it be appropriate for me to ask them to come forward via motion, or are we allowed to seek responses from the bidders?
Madam Attorney?
If there's a motion, I don't see.
Can you allow the attorney to answer, please?
Representatives from the respective parties can come up and speak should the mayor allow.
Well,
Should the commission allow, not the mayor?
it's the commission.
She
Wanna
said the
correct
mayor.
that.
Well, the mayor allows people to speak.
Thank
because
you.
She's the chair.
No,
of
but
the
this
meeting,
is
so-
not.
Hold on,
public.
wait a second. You got it twisted.
It's a representative.
My question, Mayor, was, do I need to do that pursuant to a motion? And you deferred to get the answer. So I need to find out, do we motion? Let me just make the motion, because see, she's not gonna play these games. I move to allow all the respective bidders that are present to be able to come and answer questions of the commission.
Second.
So if you come forward, yeah, anything, Madam Attorney?
Don't need that motion.
Exactly. So whenever you come forward to answer any question, we just need your name and your address on the record, okay?
So, Mayor, my discussion item, I have specific questions for
No,
Waste
but there's a
Pro.
motion and a second.
So the motion, there is a motion, but the motion dies because we're still going to allow, we're still
That
going
one, it was
to,
a second.
can I finish speaking?
But say it correctly.
The attorney just said that we can move forward by just me allowing them to come forward. So we don't need the motion, so the motion can be pulled and we can move forward with allowing them to come up and speak individually as long as they give their name and address.
Now,
Thank
that's
you.
more appropriate. It hasn't
Well,
died. The person who
So
presented,
again,
person who
Mr.
presented it
Clerk,
has the
we're going to
opportunity to
relinquish,
withdraw.
Mr. Clerk, per the attorney, we're not going, that
That's
motion.
not how it works.
That motion, so who made the motion?
I made the motion.
Can I speak, please?
You asked the question.
I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to
Okay,
the
well, make it
clerk.
known that you're speaking to the
Mr. Clerk, who made the motion?
Commissioner Touchstone.
I need for you to rescind your motion so that
No,
we can
that's
move
not how you
forward.
address me. You asked me to. You don't say you need
Okay,
to do
so let's
nothing.
keep it moving.
But Mayor, I would like the
Let's keep
opportunity
moving.
to motion to
ridiculous.
withdraw if you're going to allow them to speak.
Withdraw what?
The motion that you just was talking about?
Okay. Keep it moving. Okay. So
That's the
we're on
proper thing to
item
do,
number,
decency and in
we're
order.
on item number 11.1.
Still circumventing our rules of
So
procedure.
again, item number 11.1.
I
What's the
just
pleasure of the
indicated I
commission?
wanted to hear from Waste Pro. They were the first one to speak on item on public comment, and I have some questions concerning their public comment.
So, Waste Pro, can you please come forward and again state your name for the record?
Good evening, Ken Rivera with Waste Pro, 17302 Pines Boulevard, Pembroke Pines, 33029.
Thank you. So my questions is concerning some of the items that you brought forth in your public comment. You, first of all, what stuck out to me was that you indicated that this potential approval tonight will be for 8 years of service.
Yes, this is an RFP that had terms of an 8-year contract.
Okay, and to your knowledge, was the 8 years fixed rate?
In terms of the
The
fixed
rates
rate,
would change
they
over
are,
the course of the 8 years.
no, they had CPI components written to the RFP.
So totally different than the other process that you went through.
Well, the process is the process, but the outcome and the content of this new process is different.
Okay, so in your opinion, you said that Waste Pro has 9 trucks, and I did recognize earlier that if we were to keep the schedule the same, it would appear as though Waste Pro would be the lowest responsible bid if we kept the current schedule of bulk pickup. But if we go to, what was the reluctancy in bidding for option A?
Well, part of our strategic planning is to understand the time frame in which we're talking about. We take great pride in thinking out in terms of how does this affect the city, the residents. Like I mentioned before, spreadsheets say one thing, but planning and making sure that it works on the street is another. And based on the proposals and all the proposals, we have the best rate for the current schedule, which does not require any transition, does not require any education other than a new schedule moving forward. The service, we do it in 3 days. It's up in 3 days. You're talking about 245 tons a month. I didn't make this number up. That number's in RFP. When you look at it from a monthly basis, that has to be picked up. So every time we're doing bulk in the city of West Park on a Monday, there's about 82 tons or 80 tons that we pick up that Monday. We do it for 3 Mondays. Now it's moved over to, based on the recycling day and week, and we looked at that is to me, very confusing to the resident to understand when to put out the bulk. And you're going to have more bulk out there every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we went with the item and choices we made. We made a specific question regarding if we do not choose an option, will that make us not responsive? And the answer was no. So that's why we chose not to choose option A.
Okay, so during the process too, you were saying that Waste Pro has 9 trucks.
Yes, so we currently, right now in the current schedule, in order to get all the tons out there, we use 9 trucks normally, and then on heavy, we do about 11.
Okay, so you do know that I have been holding accountability to the service the residents have been complaining about with you as your company as our current service provider. If you all were particularly awarded this, how would those contingencies be addressed?
So one of the things that is different on this RFP, it has a much stronger language when it comes to customer service and getting issues resolved within the moment that we get it. So it's different than before. There's a lot more accountability from staff on us now when it comes to making sure that the bulk is picked up. But so those are the items that are being presented from Waste Pro to the city, and understanding that we're using, Waste Pro employees that live here and operate here, and we're not subbing it out. We're using our own employees because they have an invested interest to make sure that they are doing a very good job. And it's happens. It's a daily information that gets out to them every single time.
Now, was anything in the RFP that required some form of community initiative funding or anything to give back to the community or any of that? Was there anything in the RFP concerning prospective vendors doing that, like you guys do in the cities?
We did not see any additional items that required, any of that. It was a pretty straightforward RFP in terms of how it was written.
Okay, and then the other question that I had is, how does the commercial properties tie in to the pricing, and was there anything in the RFP that talks about the municipality taking care of the disposal fee? And that you guys, was this a solely haul contract, or was there any options to bid on just hauling and the city takes care of the disposal?
So you asked two things, so I'll address the last verse. So in the bid, the pricing sheet had already an established number per unit for disposal, which meant that we would be paying the disposal bill directly to the facility. But the pricing structure includes a number for a reimbursement or pass-through feature for the tons. So that means that when you look at the rates, rate sheet, it's broken down into specific categories. Collection, there's the disposal number, and most, if not all cities have that in place now. And there's a specific number that was tied in based on actual generation that is being done currently. And that number is included in everybody's proposal price. So to answer your question, who's paying the disposal in this form is the hauler, okay? And answer your commercial question. The commercial is a very interesting scenario because there is some items that are being discussed and were answered into the questions that were answered in regards to displacement. There's no, there is going to be a displacement item that has to be addressed at some point. But understand that the
commercial. Can you elaborate on the displacement you're speaking
of? So in the commercial, because this, the city of West Park had a non-exclusive process for commercial haulers, right? So you have to apply for the application to get the opportunity to service the commercial businesses in West Park. And in this city, we're only two haulers, or still are two haulers that are there. Displacement basically means if somehow some government agency decides to close the loop in terms of a franchise, there's some timetables that one has to wait. So for example, if July 1st is the start date, no matter who the hauler is, right? You don't start picking up commercial till probably 3 years later. Well, and this is a bit of a nuance here because Waste Management has, a portion of the containers today. There's the nuance. So let's just put that to the side a little bit. Normally, there's a 3-year waiting period for the transition to take place. Then there's a financial component to that, and that financial component is taken into account into pricing.
Okay. I appreciate you addressing my concern.
Well,
that's for me. I'm gonna let my
Can I-
colleagues
can
take.
I just wanted to ask one question. Why was the fees left out on the list that we talked about earlier? Why was not listed from Wespo? And what is the actual fee?
I'm not understanding the question.
On the
The fee of
okay, let me
yeah.
pull it up. Just a sec. 'Cause- oh boy. Actually, I gotta go back to
Mayor, point of information.
I have to go back to it because.
Mayor,
Give me 1 second.
Is it in the memo? You know what? Just a sec. I'm trying to pull it up.
Mayor. Mayor.
I hear you. I'm give her the floor.
But the point of information is for my colleague.
Oh gosh.
Right, I'm trying to.
What's your comment?
So if you're talking about why they didn't select or put in a bid for option A, that's one of the questions that I had asked, and he said that the organization took the stance of not responding to that item. He also said that he asked the question of staff that if they did not respond with a quote for option A, does that then deem them unresponsive to the bid? And response was no. So they are still considered a responsive bidder without submitting for option A. That's, I don't think they did a tabulation for option A. Do you guys have a tabulation for option A?
No.
So if the commission was to decide to go with option A, it will only be between the two that submitted a response for that. Does that help you out any?
Okay, go ahead.
We're good?
Any other questions for Ken?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions that you have?
Yes, ma'am. I have a question of waste management, to be fair, and I don't know, is there a representative here from Coastal? Thank you.
If you can, please, just for the record, if you can give us your name and address, please.
Yes, thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. Andres Libones Cruz, 2380 College Ave,
Thank
Davie,
you.
Florida.
So my concerns is that some of the same ones that I echoed. Can you verify that this term of the RP is for an 8-year contract with unfixed rates?
Yes, ma'am, Commissioner. Same.
Okay. Now, there was something said by the competitor about you all only having one truck. How many trucks will be in the contract to service this area for not only garbage pickup, but boat pickup as well?
Yes, ma'am. That's an incorrect representation, and it's a little bit of red herring, just trying to distract by the fact that we were ranked first, and we offer the lowest price above all. We have multiple trucks, as you see, and our commitment is to give you the trucks that we need to perform at the highest standard. In the proposal, we put enough equipment for the several items. For the current 90-day period that we're going to have transitioning to the bulk with Mondays, is going to be 11 trucks that we're going to be using for bulk, as well as one truck for the one SL truck. CNG, we have compressed natural gas trucks, which are cleaner, quieter, and better for the environment. For the MSW, and one for the recycling. We have spares for all of those services, and we'll be able to determine if we need more equipment. We would give you more equipment without changing the pricing. Our commitment is for the quality, and you can ask our cities around.
Okay, so with Westport, some of the concerns about service is leaving behind trash, not ensuring that your vehicles are able to be on the roads and having leakage from the vehicles. In the RFP, is there any point within the 8 years that you guys will be responsible for providing new trucks for services?
Madam Commissioner, we usually have a schedule of replacement of trucks. You most likely have new trucks. I cannot put exact time, but yes, you will see brand new trucks rolling in your city at some point within the contract.
Now, I seen something on the table that says that you guys would be responsible for the cart replacement. What are the intervals of the cart replacement for a year term of service?
So we work, we have the 3 day that is the standard in the RP. So we try to, our commitment is to make sure we do replace every time a resident asks within those 3 days. We have a local facility here that does our exchanges. We utilize rhetoric cards. Those are the best in the industry. I know you've been having some issues with your current cards, so those are very high quality cards. In terms of schedule of changing a big portion of it, there's a section on the RFP that calls for specific steps to follow. If that's where the desire of the commission, provide pricing for that.
Why is it that for the current schedule, your organization has a higher price point for the once a month on one day pickup? Because that would be a concern to have things out there for an extended period of time, right? Over a course of 3 days, blighting the area. And, that would be a concern of the residents. So why is it that for the current option is a higher price point, and then consecutively for the ones that have more days for you guys to be able to do the pickup, the prices go down?
I understand, Madam Commissioner, your concern. Nonetheless, I would like to point out to the cities, West Park is unique. Obviously, every city, unique, but West Park is unique on this schedule. All the other cities most cities have everyday bulk, and they don't necessarily face the same problem you're adhering to us because we pick up on the schedule. And that's, you'll see that concern is not going to be an issue that's going to be brought up here because we make sure that when we say we're going to pick it up, we do. So we will have enough time with 3 days to make sure the city's clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, I'm interested in finding out the organization's stance on contributing to community initiatives.
It's our policy as a company to be involved with city initiatives and be happy to be part of that.
That's all the questions I had. Thanks.
Commissioner.
Yes, I have a question.
Madam Commissioner, I have, if Mayor, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
If it's okay, I have our senior district manager who would like to say a few words out. Is that okay?
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Should let him come up.
I just had a question.
Go ahead.
Wait,
Go ahead.
yeah, can you
Yes,
answer her question?
I noticed in the package it stated that Waste Pro owns some of your assets, like Liberty and so forth. Are they still?
For us, Waste Pro doesn't own any assets from Waste Management. Waste Management Inc. Florida is a whole subsidiary of Waste Management, WM. And no, we're the private company, independent, completely from Waste Pro.
No, I know in the package what I was reading, it did state that they own or they take care of Liberty City.
I'm so sorry.
No, I read in the package that it was that they take care of Liberty City.
Commissioner, I'm not aware of what Waste Pro put in the package regarding what the cities that they provide services to.
This is Waste
That'll be a Waste Pro question. I'm happy to answer any questions regarding our cities.
No, I think it's the Waste Management has stated in their package that Waste Pro take care of some of their assets.
No, no, that's incorrect. I don't.
Okay, I will just verify.
We did not put in our proposal anything regarding that. Yeah, if it's.
I'll go back and
Okay.
review it and look at it.
So, gentleman is coming forward? Yes, and if you can give us your name and address,
pages,
please.
so I'll have to scroll.
Can you give us your name and
That says
address?
254 pages, so I'll have to scroll to find the
Okay.
exact.
Go ahead, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, and good evening. My name is Tom Ritter. Good evening. And my address is 11912 Haga Run in Parkland, Florida. And I'm with my team. Some of them might come up and they'll give their name and address. I just wanted to clarify. I heard you say bulky would be out for 3 days. It's 3 days of pickup. It's not out for 3 days. There are people that put it out for Monday, will pick it on Monday. People that put it out for Tuesday, will pick it up on Tuesday. And people that put it out for Wednesday. They're not out there for 3 days.
I'll just interject for 1 second just to let you know the culture of our community.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, residents put out bulk maybe that Saturday or Sunday for that Monday.
Okay.
Right? So I don't know of a resident's capability of putting out Monday for Tuesday, Tuesday for Wednesday, because they take care of more of their household domestic duties on the weekend. So that's why it's lucrative to have that Monday, so that they can have that Saturday and Sunday to clean up the yard of any debris and put it out for a Monday pickup. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying that
Yeah, I
the
appreciate that.
culture of the individuals here, they're gonna put it out on the weekend when they don't have to work throughout the week to ensure that it's gonna be picked up on the Monday. So I just want to clarify,
Yeah,
that's why I said that.
thank you, and I appreciate you saying that. I understand that we have relationships that we develop with all our cities. I've been picking stuff up and putting it down for 40 years in logistics in both the airlines and waste management. 20 years ago, we launched Oakland, California. I was responsible for that launch. That was a city the size of 400,000. I think we're 15,000 here, and we did bulky pickups in that city as well. My colleague over here, Gene DeSillis, he launched the largest commercial startup in the United States out of Miami. So we've done startups, and each one's a little different. My peer was worried about whether we could handle the city of West Park with 3 trucks or 4 trucks. Well, we actually started up Fort Lauderdale with 15 trucks a day, every day. It's 185,000 people. We do all the bulky pickup in Plantation, which is 95,000 folks. We do Tamarack, which is 72,000 folks. Parkland, where I have 37,000 folks. We do the bulky in a dozen cities, basically. And notably, 2 cities, we actually transitioned from Waste Pro to Waste Management. North Lauderdale, we do their bulky pickup. We started right on time, successful startup. And Southwest Ranches, which we transitioned from Waste Pro. So I just want you to know, I'm confident in my team that whether somebody thinks we don't have trucks to pick up bulky, we have plenty of trucks. And here's what I've learned of 40 years experience of logistics. You were very right about the spreadsheets. You put stuff in a spreadsheet, right? You say 3 trucks or 4 trucks or whatever. Here's what I know. Not every plan is perfect, but I'm doing this all the time. When you have a team of people that care about the citizens, and by the way, Peyton has lived here for a decade, not 2 years. I'm going to correct what somebody said earlier. He's been a citizen of your city for 10 years. He's not going to let bulky on the ground. I guarantee you that. We have operational expertise, but we have the hearts to say, oh no, let's say we go out there in the first couple Mondays, we don't have enough trucks. We have resources. We have 5,000 people in Florida and 50,000 people throughout the United States. We'll adjust to the resources. I'm not a big believer in, oh, I got the plan and it's perfect. In fact, I'm a big believer in every plan I've ever out has had some kind of error in it. But within the first week or second week, we regroup, we collaborate with the cities. We sit down and we go, hey, what's going on? And you were talking about the people put their stuff out early. Well, maybe we find a way to work together and adjust to fit the needs of the people that we're working for. That's what we do. That's what I'm proud about my own city. I wanted to say that to address any concerns about we might not have the ability to get bulky.
Okay, my other question is, why is it that Waste Management did not bid on the prior bids?
I'll let him do that.
We had 2 RFP that were not prior to this one. So why is it that your company did not bid on those 2 bids?
I'm happy to provide a response, Madam Commissioner, I'm sorry. We were treating all those RFPs. We did provide it was a no bid, and we laid out reasons why we didn't do it. And basically is because of some specific requirements of the document that not align with what we do. We want to give you the best service from day one. So when we review some of the requirements that didn't fit our corporate guidelines, we were not able to provide you with a response. But we did send you a letter. We explained the reasons why. We're tracking, and once the new process was brought with the different items addressed, we're happy to participate. We put our best foot forward. And you see my team here. You're important to us. Everybody that is going to be a part of this process is here.
Thank you.
Commission, any other questions?
Mayor,
Yes.
do you have something?
Do you have
Yes,
any other
I
questions?
thought that
Go
the
ahead.
other colleague was trying to recognize. My other question is about, oh God, I just had a brain fart. the schedule as far as, uh, is there something that precludes you guys from being more competitive with the current schedule? Because that's really one of my hangups items on that as well, is if we elect to say, hey, we want to go with the current schedule, your pricing is not as competitive. Is there a reason as to why your price is not competitive for the current option?
The current option requires a large amount of resources specifically dedicated for monies. When you do that, you will have trucks that are sitting all the other days. So the cost per truck, it's really high for dedicating trucks on one day, right? So that's what gets mitigated when you have a lot more days to be able to reuse those trucks and schedule. That's the reason why you see a higher rate from everybody for that. Like I said, we commit to perform with the best of our abilities, with the best quality of service, and we provided you with the best response on the items for you to review and address. I understand that's important to you. You saw over there. That's something that I think is a little bit beyond the scope of the discussion because we provide information. I'm not allowed to say whether we can change rates or not. In this,
Oh, no, I didn't ask that.
Right,
I just said, is there a reason? You have already explained that the cost of doing business and having that many personnel dedicated for the one day addressed the concern.
Yes, that's
So
correct.
I never asked anything about changes in rate. I just
I
was
apologize
wondering
for-
what was the reason for the rate not being as competitive. That was the question.
I apologize for the misunderstanding.
No problem. Thank you.
Commission, any other questions?
Madam Mayor, not necessarily a question, but definitely a comment based on just the overall submittals. That was one of the things that kind of stood out to me as well, that I had a little angst about, because, as Commissioner Touchstone said, we like what we know. And what we've been used to have been that Monday bulk pickup throughout the city. And, I understand the operational aspect from you guys' standpoint. And then, of course, you can't expect, and not just saying you, I'm just saying in general, sometimes people don't want to pay for that convenience of, yes, it's okay, but at the same time, it comes at a premium. What I'm saying is that when it comes to these two, I would say bidders 1 and 2, the ones that rank 1, 2, I would say, I'm kind of, conflicted between the two. I know, which one I want to lean more towards, but at the end of the day, they were very good, responsible and responsive bids. It's just going to come down to, what are we willing to do as far as convenience for our residents and also the convenience of cost. And it's going to, that's going to be the gist of everything. Because at the end of the day, the residents want to know the bottom line, and they want to know how much is service going to be interrupted, if any, throughout this process. And that's what we're trying to decide up here as a commission. Those are two factors, of course, are going to determine everything: price and service interruption, or now a new schedule of operations. So I just wanted to throw that out there for my little 2 cents in that regards.
Madam Mayor, is it okay if I address?
Sure.
Yeah. Commissioner Smith, thanks so much for that. One thing I could tell you is, as you mentioned, we're not only the best option based on the evaluation criteria of different items, but we provide the best financial solution for your residents, right? This package is the best of both worlds. You get the best value with this price. When you say about concern about the transition, we understand any transition has its nuances and kinks. Whether you're going from your current vendor to a different contract, it still provides sort of transition, right? We're already only servicing most of the commercial customers right now, so that will incur a transition for your businesses as well. So I want you to know that Senior District Manager Tom Ritter earlier, we have experience on dealing with large transitions, small transitions. We cater to your community, and that's what you see. I want you to leave with the fact that We're not here to tell you what to do. We're here to partner, we work together on a smooth transition and get feedback from the community, feedback from the staff. You can ask all this other cities that have positioned with us. There is, I'm not telling you we're perfect. There is things you have to go through the process, but we've gone it very smooth, and we come out as stronger every transition we go through. So I want to leave you with that. Have the know-how, the expertise, and also the faith and the commitment that we will do the best transition for your residents.
So just one quick question. How do you re-educate residents to a new process?
Absolutely. So that's what we do, 90 days to go through that education. So for 90 days, you will have the same schedule that you're currently having, right? We're planning to start with mailers, right, with these mailers together, addressing the different areas that are going to be affected with the changes. It's not going to be the entire city. It's going to be probably two-thirds of the city that will be having the changes on the bulk. And then we're going to have also outreach to the communities. We've done that in different other areas where either myself or a team member is going to go to an HOA meeting, to a community meeting, addressing potential changes, doing a presentation showing who are introducing ourselves, right? We can have meetings here, if you want to call it the community. We have a website dedicated for the city that the residents can review all the changes. We've done outreach via text. That's been very successful, directly through text messages to residents for them to know the new schedule, right? So we have a lot of media tools in our package that we've utilized successfully in the past to make sure that the residents receive the most communication. And we like to be redundant on communication, so that way they feel comfortable that they receive that touch.
Commission, any other questions?
Well, I do want to talk about one thing that the other vendor talked about that I didn't address with you, about the disposal fee being worked into the quotes.
Mhm.
So at no point in time was there any acts of any of the vendors to give a quote with disposal and without disposal?
The disposal water addressed in the rate sheet within the number, same as the previous matter address.
Okay, so it wasn't two separate numbers, because I know that we had gave direction to the city manager, and I thought that he had indicated on a previous RFP of this same nature that the city was going to take on the disposal fee, and that we were only going to be soliciting for hauling services. That was not part of the RFP. I'm only asking because there was no transparency before presented.
If the city decides to pay for the disposal, that's the discretion of the city. You can still do that independently. Yeah.
Okay, so it's
Right.
no way that if we were to decide, okay, we want to take on the disposal and come up with a fee of a rebate from you all, that's not feasible?
No, you just be paying directly. You already addressed that in the line item. So.
Oh, it's
yeah.
line item in the RFP?
It's a line item in our RFP that is already a set line item that that will be paying for it. If you were to address it individually, it's just to remove the line item.
Okay, got you. Thank you.
Okay.
Mayor,
Yes.
I would like to also call up Coastal
Thank you.
Waste and Recycling.
Sir, can you please give us your name and your address?
Trevor Black, 3900 Northeast 10th Way, Pompano Beach.
Thank you. Commission, any questions?
Yes. So some of the same questions that you've been hearing me go through with the other two vendors, I want to provide you an opportunity to give your side of things and the process of the RFP, because I know that you guys have been responsive each and every time that we put out this RFP. You were actually awarded further negotiations at one point, and there was a breakdown in those negotiations and so forth. So I just want to hear from you guys on some of the same things. I know that you guys were involved. There was a fixed rate. There was a certain quote that you guys provided when we were under the consideration of doing the disposal on the city paying that account. You guys provided a proposal. Now with this proposal, it seems as though you guys are the highest of the responsive bidders. So I would like you to just walk us through why that is, because you have been low in some areas of consideration and a little bit more costly in others. So I'll give you the opportunity to address.
Yep, good question. The reason we're higher is we're providing all brand new assets to the city, so they'd be all brand new trucks. They've never touched trash before. They're in stock, sitting in our yard. They're ready to go. We are ready for a July 1 transition, but that is the reason for the cost.
Okay, so this contract is not a fixed rate as before, where we were going to be locking in a rate for a certain term of years. I believe it was 4 years. I can't remember at that time. Now there's a extended contract over a 8-year term. One of my concerns is because we are not doing the fixed rate and it's based on the community and, the consumer index or whatnot, to allow for inflation and everything like that. My fear is the time limit of the contract, the 8 years. I don't think that in the history of us being a city, we've awarded any contractor an 8-year contract, even with the individual that we've had for the full amount of time. I'm going to be upfront to let you know I have some contentions with awarding anyone an 8-year contract, just on the strength of reputation, because every community is different and have different needs and different requirements. So I'm letting everyone know who we're responsible, that I have a great big deal of concern with the 8-year term of services that was in RFP. Additionally, like I've asked all of the other ones, is about community partnerships and supporting community initiatives. How is Coastal in that regard?
Yeah, that's standard policy for us. We take community outreach very seriously. We're proud to serve residents that we do. We have supervisors out in the field every day educating the residents, whether it be on recycling, set out policies, et cetera. We do partner with the city. The cities know their residents best, right? So however you feel best appropriate to partner with the residents and the customers we serve is how we would do it.
Okay, so I recall when you guys submitted the bid for the first time, you guys were recommending doing a once a month entire city boat pickup. And you guys, your prices was lower than what they are with the variations of schedules. Can you go through a little bit about a decision of your organization in that regard?
Yep, question. So similar to my competitor's answer, it's very difficult to staff the bulk schedules as they were presented. What we proposed in the first submittal was doing a once a month Monday through Friday, just two available resources and the trucks that we had and employees that we had ready to go. That was the cheapest, most effective option. That was not an option in the submittal, which is why you see the difference in price.
Okay. So basically, my question would be, is this a onboarding cost? So is there any potential for, because this is just year one cost, right, since they're not fixed. And you're saying that the amount that you guys calculated in the services is because of an acquisition of brand new trucks, the services area. Now, was there no thought given to spread that out over the course of the terms of the potential contract that you guys were bidding for, or did you guys just lump it all into year one?
So it goes over the course of the entire term of the contract. It's been our standard practice in every city that we've serviced and transitioned for the last 6 years, which has been 10 cities in South Florida, to start with brand new trucks. Those trucks are dedicated to the city. They would only be in your city. They would not go to other cities. And there's a cost associated with starting in year one with new trucks.
Okay, so the high price point for the bid is basically what would have to stay on, because what I'm trying to analyze here is whether or not this is a 1-year cost and whether or not there will be any reduction, futuristically throughout the years of the contract. That's what I'm trying to ascertain.
There'd not be a reduction. There's CPI built in the contract, as you know.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. I don't know if my other colleagues.
Commission,
Yes,
any
I
other
have
questions?
a question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Mayor, just a point of privilege, going to the restroom.
Go ahead.
Yes, I want to applaud your company, Coastal Waste, for being persistent and for responding to every single bid that we put out there. As you know, you guys were the only one that bid on the first time. And I truly thought at that point, your company should have given the privilege and award for, reconsideration. So, but my question wanted to ask is, let's assume if we were to amend the contract for once a month, bulk pickup, how much of a difference would it cost?
I don't have the number off the top of my head, but I could follow you.
Okay. Yeah, because the reason I was asking that is because the issue that I want to address to the public and for the audience that are viewing online and the ones that are here in person is that when we are here on the dais, the issue is that our city manager, he has no type of communication with certain commissioners. And in order for you to properly run a city, you must have a dialogue with your city manager at some point in time. But at this moment, I can say personally, I have not communicated with the city manager in any decision that he's making before it comes to the dais. So now, Mr. Balagan, you sent us almost, maybe if you total all pages, about 700 pages for us to go through between Friday and today. On the average, with that amount of pages, considering it was a book that takes me about 2 weeks to a month to read a whole book. And then when you come here, you just throw all this information on us for us to decide, for us to make a decision right here and today. And what I'm saying again, this is not going to be for it to be done. I should be able to walk into the city manager's office and say, hey, Mr. Balagan, what is this, what's on, as how I used to actually. But because of this site or and for other reasons, there's no communication. When an email is, even if it's via email, when an email is sent, no response. So I'm not blaming the vendors. So from the vendors' point of view, you're probably thinking that the commissioners have some insight even before we get here. No, we are seeing these contracts first time or having type of discussion when we come here to dais. And so like I said, for me, it's like just for me to come up with a decision or to decide who the contract is awarded to or not. I do believe at this point, you can see everybody based on the ranking system, everybody, all of the vendors, they meet the same qualification. So compared to waste management, it's only 9 points away. And right now, our residents are looking for a company that's going to provide good customer service, a company that's going to give back to the community. And your contract, you did state that you will pay up to $20,000 in scholarship. None other vendor has said that in their contract. It's like they just giving us an estimate, but you're already making, your company is already making a commitment. What you gonna do? And I do believe that if you were to award a contract, I do believe that you're going to stand, on your words. And also, I do love this your interactive system where the residents can be able to contact you via WhatsApp, via text, and also you have a system. This is called Fresh
Desk.
Yeah, where they can be able to, if they need a cart, they can just create a ticket, and they can be able to follow. And the fact that you're having a brand new truck, we don't have to worry about the street getting spilled, with waste, which this is what we're experiencing, currently. So, yeah, so that's what I wanted to say as per this contract. My main concern was what would be the difference, but just get back to us later. But it'll make a difference, though, in the pricing.
To go back to the schedule we proposed on the first bid, yes, it would make a difference.
Okay. Yeah, because I know the last time we had this discussion, I know Commissioner Brandon Smith concerned about the entire city is going to be full with trash. But at the same time, I don't think none of us are driving to the other subdivision to see, you know, what trash is out there. It's like we stay in our subdivision, so from home, you go to work. So you're not tracking to see what's going on in the other subdivision. You're tracking more in your area. So I do believe that can be accommodated for a once a month pickup. And then I don't think that even the city manager drive around the city like that to see what trash is out, what trash is out there and so forth. Because even right now, you can see that our streets along 56th Avenue, precisely, is not being maintained. And Mr. Balagan, you haven't done nothing as yet. Maybe you are working on it, but it's not to the residents' satisfaction to make it for
Mayor, point of personal privilege.
So
I think
let me finish.
Point of personal privilege.
Let me finish speak. Let me finish
Yeah, I'll
speak.
let you finish.
So,
but I need the point of personal privilege.
I'll let her
But
finish.
yes, so to say that once a month is an issue for the resident, no, that is not your concern. That you don't even drive around worrying about what trash is in our street, because right now many
Point of order.
residents has come
Just
in.
point of order, please. If you're done with the questioning for Coastal, can be released.
Yes.
I appreciate the kind words. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Mayor, if I
Yes.
may,
Yes. That is my point.
You've
So
made it. You've made Commissioner Eviard has made a couple of personal statements that are derogatory and totally not accurate. One of the things that you need to know is the role of administration. And the role of administration is to do this and present to you. And that's exactly what we do. And there's something called in procurement cone of silence. There's a cone of silence process where this conversation, all those that will make a decision cannot even have a communication about it. I know you know in the process, you're still learning, but we will not do that. We don't have conversation. Even folk that are into this because they're going to be asking me questions, I stayed away till they make their presentation. And that's how the process is in every industry. This is professionalism. I said it before we started. And just so you know, for those who may not know, and I've told it several times, this is not my first time in the industry. 13 years in public works industry where I oversaw solid waste in 2 cities. And 18 years in city management, which I've been city manager for 2 cities. And so with over 30 years of experience, we've been doing this and we've never gone wrong. In fact, in this one, I even took myself out and had consultants and staff members deal with it. The basis of which we went through this is to make sure we come to you with the lowest price and the quality service for the residents. In doing all 3 tabulation, I'm going to make it crystal clear. The lowest number that is in there that is glaring is $56.49 in all categories. So this is the option A. We stay focused on making sure the price, because this is the price that residents will pay. You want to charge them more because you're going to get somebody to give some money, whatever it is. That is what the residents are going to charge the resident. So if you go down the alley, you will see that that is the case. And there are comments being made that does not germane to what's in here. And I want to make clear, bulk trash scheduled pickup never changed. It's still the same. So I think preparedness is what is more of the ignorance not preparing for this is what is, because bulk trash is going to stay the same once a month, and that's how it's bidded by everybody. The pricing for disposal, it's fixed amount for everyone. We put it there in tabulation just to be disclosed, to disclose everything. If you look at the table closely, the memo is crystal clear, 3 pages long only, and so it could be read and understood for most. But that's it. It's all clear. The price, if you go to the tally and you look at all those numbers, check the options and do all of that, you see that Lowest number in every one of them is 56.49, which is the focus of making sure the lowest amount the resident going to pay per month is what is in there. We had to make disclosure because that is how, that's what the resident's going to pay for, both collection and disposal for everything. And that's why it's all laid out in the table and crystal clear. If you go to the current, the lowest is $61.80. If you go to another one that is another option, it's going to be higher. So the lowest common number for all three options in all three categories, if we add them, is $56.42. So the next one, if you go to the current, it will be $5.31 more. So the focus is giving the price. And I said it before, and I'm going to keep saying it. That's why it is. If there's a preference there and we didn't look at the number, that's something different. There's no preference in here about anything. The quality, the second page of the memo also point out what the committee did, and they look at also all the qualification, and they provided that, and they make their recommendation. So I want to make it clear it's all on numbers.
Commissioner Touchdown.
I also just want to say that I think that it was the city administration responsibility to query the commission on what we wanted to see in the RFP. There was several conversations where it was indicated that we wanted to see numbers without the disposal fee. And that's not a part of this RFP. My thing is that yes, the vote schedule is for every month, and Mayor was asking about the re-education of the community when we've been on this same schedule for 14 years or more, and influx and exflux of residents aren't knowledgeable about the vote day that we currently have, which is on the respective Mondays in the different areas. So my concern is that the commission should have been queried as far as what we wanted to see in the specifications of the RFP before our RFP was put out. It shouldn't be the reverse, because then that's counterproductive to what the will and the pleasure of the commission is. It was stated before by city manager that he had an account already set up. And the last time that Coastal and Waste Pro was before us, they submitted the bid based on the RFP. The commission never had full with knowledge of the fact that this RFP was set out, because the last direction that the commission tried to provide city manager on this item was to continue the negotiations with Coastal. When it was a consideration on the table to select the lowest bid at the time of the second RFP, which was Waste Pro. So my thing, again, I'm having an issue with the terms. If it's the commission desire to not continue services with Waste Pro and select another vendor, I would propose that the contract be only given for 2 years with the contingency to extend it to 4. But I would not want to see an outright program of 8 years straight with a new entity at all, if that's the direction that the commission is going to. There was a lot of residents who had concerns about the length of time of the contract with Waste Pro. So then why would we, go out for a longer bid, particularly when there's not any fixation of rates in the 8-year term? Why would we contend to sign on a contract for 8 years of service? I'm not for that personally, and I don't think that makes good business sense, especially if it's not for the purpose of locking in a fixed rate. If the rate is going to have variations with the CPI inclusion in there, then I just don't see why we would be debating on an 8-year term.
Mayor, if I may. There were so many things that were not quite accurate, and I wanted to, the idea of just trying to, you know that I don't really say much. I'll just let things roll as I be in this industry. Some things that cannot left unsaid. It is crystal clear that you do not stand the table, and I want to try to show you the table, because the comment about including terms cost about we want it out without waste, without disposal, or we want it is not, the account was not set, or the account already set up. Of course, we have an account with the vendor, with the disposal facility, and it's being done right now. The intent when you do this, you put a table that shows a fixed rate. You can take out or leave in. It's crystal clear. It's in there. I made it clear. The reason is to disclose the total amount.
I'm sorry to interrupt, City Manager.
And by doing that, no, please.
I need to know. I need to know where this chart is.
Point of.
This is a point of information. This is a point of information.
When you don't like hear the correct thing,
what page?
Okay.
Hold on. It doesn't make any sense for you to talk.
Mr. Balagon.
And there's a point of information. I want to know where's the chart that you're referencing with the fixed rate.
I went with you 2 times. The chart is the chart I've been talking about.
So the one that's on
in
page
the
22?
memo, no, in the memo, it's crystal clear that disposal is listed and they are fixed amount. The vendors have explained it to you.
Where's the table in the which memo? The link?
If you read the memo,
pull it up.
The memo.
Can you allow him to answer, Mr. Balagon?
I want to have a clear understanding, Mayor.
I am trying to get it for it. Okay.
When you don't want the facts said, that's when I get interrupted.
No, I showed the
memo earlier. The bottom page of the memo shows.
Put it up on the screen for transparency.
And the memo, you click on it, you can see it on your.
Put it on the screen for everyone.
Just click on it, you see it.
I don't know where to click.
Bottom page. It's in the memorandum, item number 11.11.1.
I don't see it in the memo.
Well, get the IT will come over and show you. But while I'm talking,
can someone come show her where it is, please, while we continue?
If you go to that, you will see disposal set.
Come on over.
Set by city. Disposal set city. It's all listed in there, and the fixed amount is in there. The way you do this in the industry, you made it crystal clear so everybody can see that it's all the same amount. And if you look at every one of them proposal, the amount is there. That gives us the opportunity to let them make the fee, or we take it out, or we go ahead and pay. It's going to be the same amount. But these are residents that are going to pay this money to see the total amount. Because the amount you go for is what the residents are going to pay. If you choose to go for a $95.28 fee, is what the residents are going to pay. If you choose to go for what we recommend is the lowest amount, $56.49, that's what residents are going to pay. So going to this process of it's one thing to make comments and derogatory and make certain things. It's one thing to say the facts, and this is fact. It's numbers in there. So you pointed out, just saying comments and make this is the administrative job to do this and keep the commission under the cone of silence, and that's exactly what we did.
Yeah. And Madam Mayor,
yes.
I'd just like to also add to clarify some of those falsehoods that were just stated by Commissioner, that we had on several occasions had an opportunity to accept solid waste disposal and all this stuff as in before us. The very first time was, as Commissioner Eviar said, Coastal was the only bidder. That opportunity came, and the majority of the commission, because of some of the requests that Commissioner Stone had, denied or voted down that opportunity with these clauses of, setting up a separate account for disposal and franchise fee and all the other good stuff. So when it came back and Waste Pro entered the conversation now, we had another opportunity to elect a solid waste vendor, and that was at a fixed rate. For all the years, for all 5 years, that was at a fixed rate, and the commission still turned that down. The majority of the commission still turned that down, and now here we are, the third time around, taking 3 bites at the apple, and now all of a sudden we're acting surprised at some of the numbers and why some of the bids came back the way they did. We had several bites at this apple, and you guys fumbled every time. Every time. And if your, like I said, if your mindset is to be for what's best or what's in the best interest of the city and its residents, then you have to do is look at the information that was given to you, and then to say, one commissioner stated that we just got this information, the RFP had been put out there to the public.
To the public.
Meaning you and I too. So
I'm not supposed to. I'm not supposed to be speaking to
it's online. It's online. No,
Commissioner Everard,
listen.
Commissioner Everard, can you allow him to
Like the
finish?
city manager said, there's a procurement process. There's a procurement process.
So only one person
Listen,
can
I
talk
have
at
the
a
floor right
time.
now. I have the floor right now.
Only one person.
The
You
procurement
cannot
process.
talk while he's
The
talking.
procurement process is to put the RFP out so that bidders can bid on it, and it's advertised out there in the public in several forms. On our city website, in the Sun Signal, Demand Star, other avenues where this information is readily available for anybody to click on and read. So to say that the information about what was in the RFP was not privy to as a commission is false. Because it's there for the general public, it's there for us as elected officials. So that is untrue to say, you didn't have an opportunity to look at it or the RFP to this moment here. And then I said, every time, this is the third bite of the apple, yes, different RFP, but every time was in process. Every time was a process. So even in this, what we're talking about now, a lot of it has come to light that some people are not reading the information that's right there in front of them. Because all of the information that's being asked for or requested is right here in tables and charts and tallies and all sorts of mechanisms by which we are able to decipher and make it, an informed decision based on what's in front of us right now.
And Mayor, if I may just address the number of years, please. Years, on the years, it was actually well presented by a vendor earlier as to the commercial process. The commercial process allows for the 3-year term. So hence the 8 years, that are the reasons. And when you do, and you also have a number of external amount of the years, you get less price also. So that played a major role. Two things, among other things, play a major role because commercial is part of it, and it takes the 3-year time for the process to kind of transition over to exclusive from non-exclusive. And that's why that we had to add it to the 3 years to the 5 years, which also allows for the next thing, less amount. It makes it more attractive, which is evident by having more vendors and less price. So that when you try to shrink the number of years of term, the investment will not worth it. The investment will not worth it, and that's why it's make it more lucrative to have more vendors and have better prices, and hence what we have today.
Commissioner Everard.
Yeah, Commissioner Brendan Smith. I don't agree with what you said, because in the first RFP, the commission did not deny coastal. In fact, we had directed the city manager to get with coastal and work on the contract. Okay, and then when we came to find out, he submit another RFP. And when coastal was here and we asked them what happened, that's where we got to find out that they were denied contract. The city manager sent them a letter saying that their contract is denied. And he's here. He can come to the podium and he can tell you, and the coastal representative can come and tell you exactly. It was the city manager who denied coastal. We instructed the city manager to go ahead and work with coastal and see what can be worked out and stuff, because they're the only bidder. So why would we deny the only bidder that we have? We know that we need to have service. And then on the second round, which we did not yet have floor. Okay. On the second round, he submit another RFP with knowing our consent. We instructed, the commission instructed him to work with coastal, because coastal was willing to accommodate their price to whatever the commission wanted. So that's the second. And then the second time, we even said that we denied the contract with Waste Pro for them to continue at 3 months. And he still, even though the commission denied it, the city manager still went ahead and still kept Waste Pro.
So our
I know
focus
over
right now
here,
is
I'm
on
not done
item
yet.
11.1.
I'm not done yet.
I know,
we're
but
here.
I'm
We're
just
here on
telling
the.
you our
We're here on the
focus
third
is on
try.
11.1,
I
not
know
all
we're here
of
on the
that.
third try again, without our consent from the commission to submit our RFP. Okay, so this is the third time we thought we have not. And furthermore,
Commissioner Smith,
as a
please wait 1
commission,
second.
it's not my job to go out there and search for RFP. Okay, as a commission, we're supposed to already know that there's RFP going out. I'm not the public. Okay? I'm the commissioner, and I'm the authority of the city. So I'm not supposed to be out there hunting for information. The city manager has the information, so therefore he needs to communicate with us to let us know what's the step that he's taking. I'm not talking about the code of silence. I'm talking about the fact that steps that he's taking without communicating with us. And that's exactly what I'm referring to.
So again,
And
we are
did not
focused
deny
on
postal.
item number
It was the city
11.1.
manager
We're not
who
focused
denied
on what
postal.
happened in the past. Our issue is item 11.1.
Mayor,
That's it.
This is what
I
it's
want
about.
to, just to, of course, I know you know, and other commission members know that all what was said was not accurate, but if you want me to, I'll address everyone on every one of them.
We need to-
It is not quite accurate. I'm actually the one that recommended at the first time, and to negotiate is what the term was. And of course, the negotiation fell apart because of some of the things that were thrown into it that was not part of the RFP, and which led them go out. I'm not going to belabor the point. Residents go look at the presentation and do that, and use that.
Point of order, Mayor,
Use
please
that.
control
Use
the
that to go on the line, and you'll see exactly what happened and the negotiation, why the negotiation went the way it is.
So
Well, we were not
at
aware of
this-
it. We found out about it after.
But she needs to control.
At this point, there was a motion that was on the floor.
What was the motion? I never heard a motion.
You seconded to move the item.
Okay, so, I would like to recommend the additional motion. I do have something to say, though. I think that in light of what the city manager and Waste Pro was saying about the 3 years kick in for the commercial, there was never really an assessment or cost analysis to the commercial businesses. Because right now, depending on the business size, they pay the vendor directly for the services. Now we're trying to move to a model we haven't even explored with the business community to see whether or not it would be a cost burden or cost savings to them. I know some individuals that use Republic get a pickup once a month for one cart container. And then I know others who have a whole receptacle bin, which that cost is different. There was nothing presented as far as a cost analysis as far as the impact of the commercial businesses. So I'm opposed to that being in the RFP with not really having any information to go off on as far as that piece is concerned. That would have been good to get information on what the cost been for residential.
It's in the packet.
Okay.
The cost is in there.
Well, something that you should have presented. Where is it at?
I was telling you, I said the link, if you click the link on each one, page 35, page 34, and
I
page
don't-
35.
On 35 on what document? I have so many links open for this. Your staff even came over here and there's so many links that I have open. So is it on that hyperlink that is 98 pages that you're talking about? Which document?
Go to Exhibit B and scroll to page 135.
Exhibit B.
Yes.
It would be much easier if the city manager just put it on the screen so everybody could see it. That would just be too simple. Show it on the screen so that it's transparency. And Exhibit B is only talking about waste management.
That's the first one. And you want to see the second one, you go to the
Hold on,
next one.
it has not even opened.
Okay, that's why the guy goes holding on.
And so which page of the 158 pages? Let's see if this works.
We got 158 people.
He said 100 and what?
It was on page 135, Mr. Manager.
Yes, Vice Mayor is right, 1-5.
Let's just scroll down to it.
Huh?
Okay, where it starts with facilities are secured, and what paragraph?
No, no. The actual page, 135,
actual
not,
page.
not.
You
it's-
said 135.
Yes,
Is it?
look at the bottom of the white page.
I'm on 135. It's the paragraph that starts 135.
On the actual white page.
Oh, okay. So it's 153. That's confusing. I'm going to it. I'm on 140.
Everything has been laid out.
Did you find it yet, Commission?
No. I'm having to scroll down 158
Right there,
pages.
it says commercial and roll-off services.
Hold on. I'm almost there. Okay. Okay, this doesn't give me the impact for the current commercial. It's just giving me numbers of what the commercial prices would be for those individuals. It still doesn't address my concern. But I see the information here. It doesn't give the impact.
Commission, what's your pleasure on this item?
We're still in discussion.
My motion stands, Madam Mayor.
Okay, so
There is a motion
so this
on the
this
floor.
this resolution is considering both residential and commercial.
Yep.
Yes.
See, that's why I didn't I misunderstood. I thought it was just for residential.
It's in the information.
All of it's right there.
Like I said, it's several hundred pages
Exactly.
that you have to go through.
In 2 days.
And it doesn't detail exactly.
This is what we signed up for.
It doesn't detail, and that's what I'm here discussing. So this is the point where I can express myself and I can have discussion, because we don't have this type of discussion on a day-to-day basis.
Continue with what your question is. You had a question?
Yes, I have a comment statement to make. I'm saying that in this package, when I'm reading it, I didn't get the understanding that we're combining both for commercial and residential, because if that's the case, then I would like to see a figure, a number. Just as how when we have the property tax and it says garbage collection, $400, 400 and whatever amount, 450, so forth. I want to know what is the calculation that you're coming up. Because I'm looking at tables.
Right.
And I'm seeing here, it says page 95, example for residential curbside for waste management. It's telling me MS bill cart service twice a week, 1762 per unit. You have the disposal, 805. And then at the bottom, you have number 7 says to replace the replacement of our residential carts within 18 months of contract execution, 850,000. But I want what are we going to bill our residents, a figure amount for the whole year, and then we're supposed to combine the commercial. So how are we going to separate the residents and the commercial?
Commissioner Everard, can I tell you how?
Yes, please.
If you look at that same, that I believe you're looking at with the solid waste collection and disposal, based on the RFP pricing. Now, you see where it says, let's waste management, for example. They're the first column. The total numbers are $56.49. That's per month. So you time that by 12.
But that's residential.
But listen to what I'm.
How did I get to 56.49?
She asked, what are we going to charge? Like
Commercial.
The resident? No, that's not what she said. She's
How are we going to differentiate commercial?
She's including commercial, but she's also talking about residential. Correct?
Yes.
Commissioner? Thank you. I know what I'm talking about. So you take that number, that $56.49, and you multiply that by 12, and that assessment, that solid waste assessment, would be $177.88. Now, going to Coastal's rate at $75.28 times 12, you're going to get $903.36 that will be billing residents. That residents will be billed, rather.
They're not looking at
So you have one at 600 and something, and then you have one at 900 and something. And once again, like I said, if you're looking at total cost savings to residents, it's clear between the ones that you're talking about.
That's only for option A. That's only for
Also,
option A, for the 3 days.
Also, what numbers are they adding up to get to 56.49? Because when
Just
I asked
all of the bold print right there on that tablet.
So it's not inclusive of the current schedule where I pointed out that Waste Pro will be lowest.
You're not looking right here. Go to this tablet, the memo. Go to the memo, and you'll see it all in the memo. It's all highlighted in the memo.
No, but I'm looking at the information that you just read out. I see 1762. Then I see 805.
Look at all the bold print, though. The bold print is the only one you're going to add up that will total to that $56.49 total.
So who is paying for the 1762?
That's inclusive of that $56.49 total.
Oh, the 805 plus the 881?
So I think,
Yes.
I think what it is.
Everything in bold
so
print.
Small, so you can't see the ones that are highlighted. That's what it is. Because there's certain ones that are highlighted.
What I'm trying to indicate, Commissioner Everard, is it's the bolded ones, but it's only for the total amount is only, and it says it there, total with bulk collection, optional A, and disposal. It doesn't take into account what the tally is for bulk collection at the current schedule, where I pointed out that Waste Pro will be the lowest amount for that one if the commission desired to stay with the current bulk schedule. If we were to go with the bulk schedule option B, then it would be a different set of price points. So
It's actually, no,
this
that's actually not accurate.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Mayor, if I may.
There's a different price tally.
I keep making
Stop
it so
trying
clear.
He's interjecting and I have the floor.
No, I'm just telling you
This
it's
is
not
crazy.
correct. It's not
The
correct.
table is simple. If option B has a different price point than option A.
Go to the current. Go to the current.
I'm going to it. I'm
Okay,
looking
go
at
ahead
it.
and
I'm on the
calculate
table.
it. Go ahead and
I
calculate.
haven't calculated anything. What I'm saying is each option has different in point price.
Correct.
And that's true.
You said one is less than the other.
No,
It's not
I
accurate.
said if we were to stick, we're listening too hard and you're wrong again.
Can you
are wrong.
listen-
You are wrong.
If we
I'm gonna
stick,
be clear.
if we stick, Mayor.
Oh, gosh.
If we stick
Okay,
with the current option, then according to this chart, Waste Pro will be the lowest bid because option A, the current schedule, their bulk collection rate is 1127. All other is 3411, 3925, right?
Okay,
So when
then
you tell
do the
them,
total.
no, that was your job to do the total.
Mr.
What I'm
Balgon.
telling you is
Balgon.
every bulk schedule comes with a different price point,
You
and
know,
that's accurate.
Mr.
Yelling
Balgon.
doesn't make it correct.
I'm going
It's
to let
still
you
correct.
speak.
Okay.
I'm going to let you speak. Are you finished?
That's why nobody don't
Let
have
me
confidence in him.
give you the total. Let me give you the
Nobody have any
total.
confidence in this
I'm
city
going to
manager.
make it clear that what staff went through was I'm going to repeat it again. For the purpose of this exercise, the lowest amount of all the tables is the 5649.
You haven't.
Can I just finish?
No, because you have not even
61.
calculated for the current value.
The current
Mr. Malaga, okay, so wait, okay. Can we allow the manager to explain this? So we can move on. So Mr. Balagon,
But hold on, Commissioner Smith.
Can you allow, Mr. Balagon, go ahead, please.
Hold on, I'm speaking to Commissioner Smith
I
real
am
quick.
asking Mr. Balagon to
Because he was
so that
breaking
we can
down the
keep
price
going.
points for option A. But if he was elaborating on
telling you
on the
option
price
Mr.
points,
current option is what I'm talking about.
the current option is current A. But I'm saying
It's not A, it's called current.
Commissioner Cho, can you allow him the opportunity to explain it?
No, because he's
Mr. Balagon, can you please
She
explain?
doesn't want me to because
No, Mr. Balagon?
Yes.
Can you please explain this item so we can move on?
It's if you go to the current that she wants to know and add up all those values, all of the values, which is 1931, 803, 965, 125, 1127, 289, and 939. You will get 561.80. Okay, which makes that's why totality of everything, if you put all the numbers on the table,
Mayor, this misleading because he's giving the total of what it would be for Waste Pro, and we was to consider the current option and comparing it to option A for the other vendor. No, let me speak.
No, I'm talking. You interrupted me.
Because you are misguiding people.
No, it's not.
Yes, you are. You're now trying to take what you took from the current schedule and compare it to the tool that you have for option A.
Okay.
Mr. Balagon, please continue.
You're trying to compare 5680 to 5049, which does not factor in the cost for the current schedule. You're still trying to use the current schedule of Waste Pro to compare it with Schedule A for waste management.
You're not listening.
Mr. Balagon, please continue.
The point is, if you tally all the A's, put them on the line. Option current schedule. Vendor B, vendor C. You put it on the table.
Okay,
Hey, can I finish? Can I finish? It's so simple. It's so simple. Option A, which is number 2, you put it vendor A, vendor B, vendor C, and then the third one you put it on this in a matrix. The lowest number in every one of them it still comes to 5649. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you, that if you stay focused on that, you keep. I'm not comparing one option with the other option. If you, of course, compare all the options of the current schedule, it's somebody different will. But if you look at the metrics, which is what we looked at, the number that is lowest in all the metrics is 5649. Hence the recommendation. Go make a copy of this for me, please.
That's on page 103.
Okay, so for the 5649 for waste management, where it says monthly collection, based on the presentation, it says 3503. I want you to give me the numbers that you're extracting to get to 3503. Mr. Bagon?
1 second.
You took the chart, off the chart.
Yeah.
Your chart.
Yeah, I wanted him to point out the breakdown
On the waste pro chart,
for waste management.
which numbers we leaving out?
No, that's why he's going to tell us
Which
how.
He's getting ready to tell us.
I was just
Yeah,
to her.
no problem. Getting ready to tell us which ones. I think he has,
I'll let bring their
the
own.
staff is gonna bring
They're gonna bring the
the,
table, it'll be easier to
They
understand.
brought the table from the beginning.
Because we thought it was so simple on here the way it is. It's just so simple.
I mean, you
But
can look, you
I'm
can-
making it, I'll make it elementary
You can
when I
look
make
on
a P of it.
you can look on the link and you just tell me on this link right here,
No.
and just tell me exactly which are the numbers that you're adding.
Okay,
That's what I'm asking.
look at, you understand the metrics. That's what I don't think you need to understand first. The current amount,
No, I understand
the
that.
current schedule, which is this item number 4, the option A and option B. In every total, you will total each number
Okay, tell me what those numbers that are being totaled.
for the current,
Tell me what was it for waste management? What are the numbers that you would total in?
For current or for option A, which one?
Option, I guess the one that's presented on.
On here, okay, option A, 17 plus 60, 17.64. Wait on that, let me.
62,
You get 17.64, where's that?
60.
17.62, 8.05, 8.81, 1.13. Now you skip number 4, which is the current option. Okay? You go to 5, 8.60. You skip the next one, which is option 2. Then you go 2.89,
Put it right there, please.
and then you add 9.39. You get 56.49. The same thing Kirk presented earlier, and the same total that's on here. And it says it right on top of that table. Just total the bold funds that are on there. That'll give you 56. The order I just went, do it for the second person. 24.3 to 8.05, 9.75, 1.63. This time again, you keep 4. And then you go to 19 plus 19.25. Then you skip the next one, which is not in bold font. You add 2.89, and then you add 9.39. Then you get 75.8. For the next column, which is for the third, nothing is bold there simply because of the comments made in that on the side there. That vendor that provide the option with one of the numbers that we totaling, that we adding together. So you cannot, and it says it right in the bottom, not applicable because the comment.
Okay, so there's no option A, so the total would be for on option B only.
Huh?
Is it? The total of Westboro would be for option B only.
It'll be for current and option B. If we do that separately. Because they didn't give any for A.
For A. Okay.
Okay, so that's why A is not mentioned. Okay.
And then we would add all those numbers.
You'll add all those, keep skipping each ones that you've already totaled. And then you will see, if you look at the metrics that I just added to you, the total of each one of them, current for the first vendor is 82. For the second vendor is 6180. For the third vendor is 9528. Okay? Then you go to option A. The first vendor 5649. Of course, obviously the second vendor is not applicable because they didn't put a number for that option. Then you go to the third one, 7528. And then now you go to option B, 5769 for the first vendor. The second vendor, 8979. And the third vendor, 6828. If you look at the table, that matrix in your hand, which one is the lowest number of every one of them that will give the resident the lowest price to pay? 5649, which is where even if 61 for the current is higher than that, it'll be $5.31 higher than that 56. That's the only difference here. And that's what we're saying, that because of this number, with the spirit on the intent of making sure the residents pay the lowest amount, after all the discussions that we've had, that, hey, consider the change in the schedule, which was, in this case, minimal, if not nothing, in our opinion, because the last conversations we've had has been, well, they've been like that, they will change, we can change it, and which is what, okay, fine. If you consider that it could be a change, and this, the A is the most minimal change, and the price is the lowest, 56.49 in the entire matrix.
Okay, so is this with bulk pickup being on Monday or being in the middle of the week?
For that 56.49, is what you read earlier, that one area we have it on Monday, one area we have it on Tuesday, and one area we have it on Wednesday, but it's concurrent with it's around the time of their recycling. Was originally of the opinion that, well, let's keep it on Monday. But if it's not going to give the resident a better price, in this part, it gives them the other option, which changes slightly, will give them a low price per month, because this is the amount per month.
Okay. Well, Coastal just mentioned that we're picking it up on one time for all the cities on a Monday. The price could be, the price would be less than what they calculated.
It's actually higher than what is highest in the whole matrix I just gave you. It's 95.28. That's Monday's schedule. That's the highest on that table. If you look to the far right, top right corner, that is it. 95.28. That's the current schedule of Mondays.
Vice Mayor Smith has a question.
Because I think most residents want it on the
Vice Mayor.
Okay, I'm looking here at the I'm still on page 1 of the, where it says that in the bulk collection option B, where it says waste management is 980, coastal is 1225, and waste pro is 3926. And that's the bulk collection for option B. And on line number 4 is the bulk collection current schedule. This is the current schedule. So the line number 6 would have been current schedule would be waste management 3411 and coastal 3925, and waste for current is 1125. So if we look at it, where if we choose waste pro option B down here, it's gonna go more, even though I think Commissioner Touchstone would say that it's less, which is not. That's not what I'm looking at here. That says in 3926.
I was saying the current one we less.
The current is less.
The bulk schedule. That's what I wasn't talking about. B.
No, but this is what's going to be actually now. If we
I think you confused. If we keep it at the current schedule, then waste pro would be the lowest bid of all three. Right there on the line, you can see that for the current schedule, waste management is charging $34.11 for what we are currently doing for our residents as far as pickup on Mondays in the respective subdivisions. Coastal is saying for the same schedule that we have, they're going to charge $39.25. Waste Pro is saying we're going to charge $11.27. Now, the differences come when you go between the options. Option A, the city manager is pointing out that it will be the lowest cost to the residents because Waste Pro didn't submit any for option A. So between the two vendors, Waste Management is the lowest bid for option A, which that's tallies that we see on the line that says total with bulk collection, option A in disposal. The ones that's emboldened, that's representing option A only. There was nothing presented as far as what the total price would be for each of the options, only option A they provide total for us. So then for option B for 5 days a week, picking up the bulk throughout the community, is going to be 20 cents or some more, $1 more at $9.80 with waste management. $12.25 and it's highest with Waste Pro if we were to let that pickup schedule. So what I was asking for is to find out what was the totals providing each schedule option so that we can have a clear picture of which way we can potentially go to be most cost effective.
And that's what you have before you.
Okay.
So the
And
basic one would be, which is this that we just received here.
56.49. That's where we came up to the total. If you look at the entire metrics, the lowest number in the entire metrics.
56.49.
Exactly.
And okay, there's none for Waste Pro, so therefore
because it's nothing.
There's nothing there. Yeah. So if option B with Waste Pro would have been 89.79. 57.69, which is option B, which is still the lowest with its management. So either way we put it, I mean.
Mayor, my concern is how this is only the residential amount. There's no table of consideration as far as what the assessment will be for commercial. If they're all tied into the contract, why aren't we seeing any information on what the commercial assessment will be for each business?
Mayor.
Yes,
That's,
go ahead.
Commercial is total different way because each vendor decides on each vendor, their vendor, each business will decide the schedule, the cycle, and the type. That's why on the table that I was pointing out to page 39 shows the amount. If I wanted page 135 rather for waste management, page in their book, in their white paper, page 96 for coastal, page for Waste Pro, page 254. In those tables, you will see the metrics that shows if you are going to get a cart, this is the amount per service. If you're going to get, and this is the collection fee for it, and this is the disposal fee for it. If you're going to get a roll-off, this is the amount for it, and this is that. So each business will tell them how many cycles they do. So, and that is why all those numbers, they will be able to have that and they go and
Time is
discuss
of the essence, so I want to get in what my concern is. My thing is, are we assessing them from a city standpoint, the businesses, or are we saying to them that this is now going to be your preferred vendor? So right now they have options. The businesses have options of who we vetted out as vendors that can potentially go and get quotes from, right? That's how it's set up now. So with this new contract, are we saying that they must utilize the vendor that we chose for residential services and they don't have an option to choose anybody else? I'm trying to get out how would the businesses be levied?
It becomes an exclusive service. No, it's not non-exclusive. They have two vendors right now, and the vendor was aware. They were properly notified. They even participated in the bid process. They participated in the meeting, the process when they came to the meeting for it, but they chose not to submit. So instead of having two now, we'll have one. And these are the prices on there. And these are the prices on that allows for them to have to negotiate what other cycles they want and it's on page 135, which is what I mentioned to you of waste management. So that's why we invited and we gave notices to the two vendors that are out there for commercial. But the other vendor, the good part, which is what was said earlier by one of the vendors here, that the same waste management as the majority of the commercial already. They have the majority, if not of the commercials already. That's what one vendor said here, which is accurate because they got the information. We provided all the information to them of all the customers, which both vendors had, and both of them had opportunities to participate, but one chose not to. So this is the amount here that they will have.
So,
Again,
did the staff create chart comparison of what the commercial service would cost over 3 vendors that we have?
Again,
I know you said and you gave the information to go to each table, but is there a quick comparison that we can just look at instead of going to each document right now? It's like a quick analysis where we can see, okay, the card collection fee for waste management is $20 per service. What Waste Pro on may be, whatever number. I don't want, because I don't have the data, but I have Waste in front of me. So is there a quick comparison that can be provided by your staff to say this is them and this is the difference? Because the vendor that a lot of businesses that I'm aware of, a lot of them have Republic as well. And when I spoke to the businesses, they said it was
that is the second vendor. And
it was a
less
list of cost to them over management. So we still have to look at that, even though the residents is getting maybe a cost savings because we're offering them exclusivity to our commercial businesses, still have a fiduciary duty to make sure that it's going to be cost effective for our business base that we have. That's all I'm saying. It's in a comparison chart on that and not just residential, because what we're voting on in this resolution is for both. Both exclusivity
it is allowed,
and residential.
It is allowed for them to stay with the vendor and continue the other contract, and there's a 3-year transition process that we talked about. That said, again, it would not be fair to do comparison, because the comparison on commercial rate is for a different process. You can be comparing and don't know that there's a cycle that they go through. So when they put a fee and they have a different cycle, it may not match. But if you have a base fee here, then you can look at how it is. They may not be apple to apple to you. So you have the chart. The charts are on, like I said, 135 for in the white paper for waste management, 96 for coastal, and 254 for Waste Pro. And the amounts are all in there on the table, including 10 cubic yard hauling fee, the 40 cubic yard hauling fee, all kind of rates and differences are all laid out in here for them to be able to decide how they will collect or whatever else. This is not uncommon in the industry. This is very, very common. And we chose 2013.
Okay. I'm ready to make a motion. I don't know if anybody else have questions, but time is
I
being
think
Any other questions, so we can wrap this up? You have a question?
I think I just wanted to say that at this point, it wasn't clear on the resolution that we're doing a garbage collection for residential and commercial. So if we're having a hard time just to decide under residential, I think we just need to leave out the commercial for now and just work on the residential. And then, have a consensus with the business owners to let them know, or to see what is their opinion regarding, having the city to determine their garbage collection. So I think right now we just need to just focus on residential.
So I don't believe that we have the capability of doing that, and
Well, we have the capability of doing whatever the pleasure of the commission.
we have the agenda item before us as.
Mayor, I was
finish
asking to be
speaking?
recognized before.
Okay, I'll recognize you. So the item that is before us is item number 11.1. So I want to caution the commission, because it's now 10:54 and we have a hard stop at 11. So what is the pleasure of the commission? Because I believe we have a motion on the floor already. So we can call the roll.
We're not doing that. I asked to be recognized.
Can I finish? I recognized you and I said, give me a second. So we have the motion on the floor. We can go through and we can do the vote. Because if we continue to have a conversation, we're not going to get this done tonight. So I just wanted to make that very clear. So what's your comment?
My motion is to approve with the amendment to the resolution to reduce the term to a probationary 2 years with the option to extend for an additional 4
Nobody's gonna agree.
So that
with waste management.
So we cannot do that. It's already a motion on the floor, so we have to go with
We
that
can
motion.
amend the motion, and that was my motion. Don't try to play us like we don't know what we can do. There was a motion, and during discussion, I'm amending that primary motion to the secondary motion. And if it gets second, that's what's going to be considered.
So,
Point blank, period. Stop all this crap.
you know, you're so rude and disrespectful.
I'm tired of your crap.
Very rude and disrespectful. So,
I want to
Mr.
make
Manager,
a
yes,
secondary motion.
yes.
Mayor,
you-
This item is presented on its merit. For something of this magnitude, of what is being said, you need to keep in mind, when you have years set on something, and you put an amount to it, the amount, you get the rate because of what is laid out, the way it's laid out. Not only because you have commercial to it, and you also have the number of years, and it's the totality they're looking at when you bring the bid. The intent to bring the best bet for the city. We've had 5 years here that is not. Say again.
Continue, Mr.
decorum, if you
Balagon.
will, please.
Please continue.
It is on. In bottom line, it comes on its own merit. It needs to be voted for the way it's here, on its merit, and is it up or down? Because drastic change of an amount that you cannot go to a place and say you want to do something. It just doesn't work in this industry.
You should have came to the commission first to find out what it was that we wanted, instead of putting out what you thought was the will and pleasure of the commission, and we wouldn't have all of this problem. It's your fault.
The job
and
of
so
the,
therefore,
the job
if it's something that we want to amend that we are not in agreement with,
that's why we brought
that's
the
what we're
best
going to
item.
do. Well,
That's why we did the
that's
best.
a matter of
We have been-
opinion.
This is why we brought the best of the thing. The first time we brought the best item too, which was only $39 for the totality of everything.
And
You want me to go back?
No, we
The
never
second
asked you to
time,
go back.
we brought you
You went
another
back on
price.
your
I'm
own
going to go back
volition.
and be talking about it. So every time you keep going to this,
Go
it's
back to the
just
first
making the
proposal.
cost more higher.
It's not too late.
It is too.
No, it's not.
Because you see, when
I'm
that
telling
same
you,
bidder came back, they came back
higher,
almost double.
The parameters change of the RFP.
Motion to call a question.
No.
Motion to call a question.
What are we calling the question on?
We need to move on.
No, but what question being called on? Because there was motion that was
Yes,
laid on the table.
I want to make a, I want
move on
to, make a motion to have coastal waste to come with their proposed price. With the garbage pick up on Mondays throughout the whole city.
See, y'all.
Because they were not given that opportunity.
Y'all-
The
y'all
opportunity
about-
was not given. That's the whole point. It's like the city manager dumped thing on us, and then
That's not correct.
Then we're supposed to be
It's not
pressured
accurate.
to
You're
accept
making
what
false
he put
statements
here.
because you go to the presentation, you will see everything you're making is so false.
Absolutely.
You want to go to
When
the
you go
right-
back to the video, you will
highest-
see.
It is totally false.
We told you that we want
It is
coastal.
no.
Yes,
That's
we
not
did.
what it is.
Listen,
I
yes, we did.
recommended to negotiate, and you messed up the negotiation. That's
Who
what you
messed
did.
it up?
Yes, you did. The
Absolutely.
commission.
No, and they
The
came,
commission, and they
were
came with
willing to accept the
$95.
price. They were willing to accept the price.
No, they're
but
not
never
willing to
negotiate
accept
with them.
anything.
Instead, you send them a letter saying that they're denied.
No, you
Just
can't-
be
you can't
careful
do that.
because
Yes.
this is
You can't do that. That's ridiculous.
What are we doing,
I put
please?
a motion
Hello?
on the
So,
table.
go ahead, call the roll.
So,
Call. Yeah, because there was no second on the other motions.
I would like to move for the labor of time to table this item to the next meeting. Because if we vote on it as it is, if we vote on it as it is, it's not going to be a good look.
Yes, it is. And see, this is what I want to caution the commission.
we got
Yes, it is.
30
See,
seconds.
you're trying to introduce a different
down.
notion
That's
to the
it.
people as if you're concerned about the businesses or
I am
the commercial.
concerned.
Listen, what I'm saying though.
Continuing to talk, we're not gonna get the
That's a false
item.
notion because, number one, with all due respect to every business in this city, we were elected by the residents. So it is our primary duty to do what's in the best interest of the residents. And
Everybody that pay taxes, we represent.
As a
like I said, the ones who put us in office are the residents. And it is our primary duty, not that we disregard everybody else.
Meeting is adjourned.
And see, this is the foolishness that y'all wanted to do in the first place. Y'all come up here and talk